Hello, hello, welcome back. We're back for some more Torment, Tides of Numenera. We got to play every day, Monday through Thursday of last week, so we got quite a lot done. We are about to do some more stuff in this dungeon, cave system, cemetery, whatever it's called. Yeah, there's a couple things I realized after we ended the stream that I'm going to do now. One, I didn't level up. Two, we had, was it a quest? Yeah, we had this show up about entering our mind, and there was some other quest where we, like, said there was something new in our mind. And I was like, well, that sucks. We can't get back there, because the only place we could get back to was at that one place where you are like put to sleep in the trance. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But then I was like, oh yeah, there was that other place with the mirrors, right? The mirrors. But then I thought about that more. I'm like, wait, that place just, I mean, it literally just killed us, didn't it? Like, that's how we got into our mind, is we died. And I was like, oh, well, how would we die? There's no way to die. You can't just off yourself. And then I was like, wait, maybe there is. Because remember there was that pool of water that you could drink from that apparently gave you visions. I might try that just because that sounds like a good idea, to drink from the water you're not supposed to drink from. But also, if it actually does kill you, even better. I don't remember if there was any consequences to dying though. But let's level up first. Let's do that, one thing at a time. Leveling up Rin. Do that. Let's do that.
Of course.
Let's go out and drink some poisoned water. See what happens. It was that one right there. I actually have no idea what's faster, to walk all this way down, to teleport over here to there, or to take that other teleporter here and walk the way up. No idea. It's always the voice of and I was like, what is that? Alright, let's drink from the water. Again. Drinking again. That was 3 times. You collapse, vomiting as your stomach and intestines are eaten away and the water attacks your internal organs. Then you lie there, retching and heaving until after far too long you die.
I'm faltering. I'm hurt.
Okay, it does bring us into our mind. I thought it would give us a vision, though. We did not get a vision. We just died. Yeah, there was this portal here. I mean, are we strong enough? I don't really want... Well, there's Choi. I really don't want to do combat. Because, it's the worst part of this game, by far.
On it.
It's by far the worst part of this game. You're not gonna have anything new to say. Ooh, are we gonna get, like, sick buffs? Because we got sick buffs from talking to her. Hey, Choi. The transparent form of a girl, Choi, you realize, huddles here, clutching herself. Her eyes are closed, her breathing slow and even. Other than the rise and fall of her small shoulders, she is utterly motionless. And that makes the sound she's making all the more audible. It's a moaning, coming from the back of her throat, a low, guttural sound of fear and pain. The sound rises, surrounding you like an invisible electric force in the air. A chorus of 1,000 soft screams cut short. The hairs along your arms rise, sizzling. What's up? The knuckles of her small hand tighten around her arms as you move closer. How you doing? She flinches as if struck, but does not respond. You alright? What happened to you? Alright, let's form a connection. You open your mind to hers, and icy terror pours into your mind, filling your veins, clutching at your throat. You breathe, forcing the foreign emotions away, and the physical symptoms subside for now. The rigid line of Choi's shoulders relax a fraction of an inch. You appear to have taken some of her burden from her. Choi's balm. Did that overwrite the other buff we got? From Saria, no. This gives us a +1 to all stat, which is amazing. It gives us +1 training in endurance. That's garbage. That's trash. You just gave us 1 health, 5 health. That's garbage. Huh. Okay. Thanks, I guess. You alright? Good talk.
Go.
Thanks for the 5 health. Inafir. Hey, what are you doing here? The pale image of Inafir regards you with empty, woe-worn eyes. It is an emptiness to drown in, a pit that can swallow whole all the empathy the heart can give without being filled even a bit. Like all voids, it beckons and seeks to drag you in. I want to talk. It is the lot of scabs to be picked, the mark of the weak to be pecked. Mine my veins, brother, with thy vein mine. How'd you get here? You consumed me, brother. Wherever my foul flesh festers, you've made a fouler feast of. Okay, this guy he likes to talk. He's a yapper. I forget how much of a yapper he is. You found some comfort here. Our father framed by flesh. What is that? A literary device called when you use the same syllable multiple times? I forget what it's called though. This guy does it a lot though. Our father framed my flesh as a rack for pain, brother, and left no crook from which to hang a heartbeat's joy. Idly I'd seek an idol, and know no peace, even in places better than this bitter warm. But there are worse holes to hide in, and worse homes than the head of he who failed me. So if combat is the worst part of this game, some of the writing is the second most. Not all of it, but some of the writing is just... to read is a chore. We'll say that. We'll just say that. How can I help you? Unmake me. Unwind time and tides, or break the causal chains that drag the present down to the past's black depths, or blot my tale from the scroll of days to come. But you cannot, little brother. Even the changing God cannot change a thing, and you are but his walking shadow. No way I can help? Nope. Okay. Can you teach me how to open the gate? Never. That's fine. You know how I can bring peace to Choi. I know of no cure for life's ills but death, brother, and I robbed her of that reprieve to shield myself from guilt's bright light. If there is a way to weave whole her ripped and ragged heart, the threads she needs will not be found in us. We hold only tides, brother, and jagged shoals to shatter others' hulls. Tell me something you learned. Brother, all places teach the same woe. There are better things for you to study. Nice. Anything? No. Cool. Alright, drag me in, bro. You allow Inafir to draw part of you into his pain-hallowed heart, and in turn, you take part of his agony into yourself. In doing so, you feel yourself harden and grow stronger, though it is a strength that seems to twist inside Inafir's madness. Great. +1 Might Edge. Might Edge, so we just get straight bonus without having to spend. Okay, that I don't really care for that. +1 training in intimidation. Okay, sure, I guess. But -1 to my int. That sucks. I mean, that doesn't seem worth it, but that's fine. Only because now it's an odd number. We don't like odd numbers here. Okay. It is what it is. I just got a package delivered. Surely, it's fine to sit outside, right? Surely. It's just cat food. Okay. Go check out this now. 'Cause we already know where that goes, right? There's nothing left in there, I'm pretty sure. But this we pretty sure is a fight. Right, this is a battle. Let's go.
I'm going.
I just saved. Let's not save again, in case we
Making a
decide
note.
not to do that. As your body pours from the portal, an ad hoc laboratory comes in view. Irregular catwalks connect several platforms, each littered with dusty machines, tools, and displays. In the center of each platform stands a strong glass tank, glowing like the orbs from the dark fathom you were born in. You have a feeling that, like the orbs, those tanks contain your memories. Each tank is connected to a machine on the same platform. Caustic black ichor sputters from all but the nearest of the glowing tanks, keeping you from seeing or even feeling what lies inside. The oily film on the nearest machine pauses, almost as if it had noticed your presence. It begins to drain from the device. As the black sludge coalesces, you recognize it as a fragment of the sorrow, stronger from feeding on your subconscious all this time. Okay. Because the fragments have been feeding on your tidal energy, you sense that they are bound to you, at least for now. You may be able to use the machines in this place to manipulate them. I can't get rid of them. A mental reflex twitches, a subconscious response to the perceived threat, calling forth reflections of your current companions. Okay, why would I ever want to fight him alone?
I feel like I can take on the world.
Trap or kill the fragments. Why would I want to trap them? There are 4 remaining. So I can interact with 4 corners? No, there's more than that even. See, this is gonna be just like that stupid other battle we just had about if you know the puzzle after the battle, then it doesn't matter anymore. So these look like brain synapses almost, right? So we have to like connect them in the right order. See, like this could connect up to here maybe instead. But there's 4 consoles, right? What would the point be of interacting? That's the part that's not wholly clear. These have a ton of health though. And if there's 4 of them, we don't want to fight them. We do not want to fight these things. So I have insane range, by the way. By the way, I kind of realized this, but I guess I didn't realize it at the time. Is I was complaining about how you can't tell the range of your unit, but I can see here that this would use up my movement, like this light green color, and if I were to go further than that, it would use up both my movement and my action. I don't know why, but the music in the combat is way louder. But what sucks is if I go here versus here, it's the same amount. Like, you can't use up all of your movement. It's just the same as if I just moved here and then moved here a second time. It's still the same amount of action points. I don't like that. It should allow you to use up all of your movements, or at least confirm that that's what you want to do. Anyways, go interact with this thing. I'm not going to be able to interact with it because I won't have any more actions up, but let's at least see what this is. Judging by the images of information fleeting across this display, it's some sort of control mechanism for the tank on this platform. Foreign body present in the tidal records. Configure flush. Okay. So you need lore machinery, which no one but me has. And it is intellect. You can't use it. You Can try. Let's just go see what this says when I interact with it. What's a teleporter? Oh, okay. It's just a teleporter. So we'd want you to go here to here. What would the point of teleporting here be? I guess to interact with that sooner.
Of course.
Does this consume an action to use the teleporter? It will not allow me to click on it even, which is odd. Oh, well, let's get as close as we can get.
If you're sure it's safe.
Okay.
You won't
Go
notice
there.
I'm gone.
You are fast. How do we get rid of the last one up here? What does ensnaring encompass? Do you have to be like standing here? See, because these ones are clouded. Are they currently filled with fragments? And so now that you're near, I can click this button? Or what does this do? Is this gonna release one?
Fine.
And we find out. Flush. We failed. And that was speed, and it knocked us down even better. Okay, cool. What does this do? I thought that lore was not a speed skill. Let's just let them all out. Yeah, sure. Or let's just make things worse. I mean, we're gonna probably restart this anyway,
Yeah, it's
right?
fine, I guess.
Begin charging a tidal pulse. Cause energy to leak, attracting the fragments. So you could bring them in here and put them inside? I mean, how close, what is the range of this going to be? Okay. That's gonna ensnare it, right? So again, there's one inside of here already. I feel like we should never flush. Right? This seems like a terrible idea. We failed all of them, by the way. Very cool. It's fine. Well, now you're over here. That's not cool. Well, actually, it might be fine, unless you can't put more than one inside of here. Ow. Alright, I need you to interact with this machine.
Ready.
Paralyze nearby fragments. Okay. And then you just chill. Oh, I could hide, but what would the point be? Well, I can't even end my turn. Why? Why can't I end my turn? Hello? The end turn button is
Ready.
blocked. That was weird. I don't know what the game
Yes.
wants me to do.
Now.
There, I used my movement. Are you happy? That was so weird. Can I end the turn? End the turn. Ow.
Fine.
Okay, so they're all charging. Sorrow fragment burst.
We need to shake this.
Okay. Ow. Okay, it froze them. So they're dead? Or what? There's 2 guys inside of that one. Oh yeah, it says 2 remaining. We have ensnared them, I guess? We already used our movement, I'm assuming, to stand up.
I'm ready.
Just go to the next one. Nope. Okay, I don't know what that was then. Okay. You're frozen. Why are you going again? You're the only one left. That's just...
I'll remember that.
Weird. What a weird encounter. With the last of the sorrow fragments neutralized, you feel a cool breeze flow through you. Excuse me, mind and body. Your muscles tense with dexterity and strength you haven't felt before, and your mind flows gracefully from thought to thought, exploring possibilities and sensations more quickly than even ever before. Gradually, you become aware of a shadow in your mind. The sorrow still has one stronghold somewhere in the labyrinth. You've almost driven out entirely, but not yet. Okay, so
Go.
we just have these weird things in our body now, and our companions are gone. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
On it.
It doesn't make sense to me that this is in our head. Oops. Let the memories come. The cheering throng that spreads before you across Government Square has a voice like thunder, rolling and booming through the city. The people in it are victims, survivors, victors, and the last of their enemies kneels before you on the broad steps. You hold your hands aloft for silence. The thunder subsides to a low murmur and becomes a quiet, hungry wait. They want to see vengeance, and so do you. Oh, the ache is so strong. Ogasti Telkotu, Orphan Maker, Hope Smasher. Today is the day of your judgment. Today is the day that Tabat pay in full for the crimes against our citizens, against humanity everywhere. Today sees an end at last to the Tabat. You have 2 choices, a quick death or an immortality for which you sacrifice your ambition and your freedom. Why? Because one choice will end your subjugation, here, now, cleanly. The other will give you immortality, but by imprisoning you in time. But consider, one day I might die, and on that day, you'll still be there. I am giving you a gift, if you can master it, a victory, but only if you can learn the deadly art of patience. Death holds no fear, but I will tell the future how I bested you. You smile as you turn away, signaling for the machines that will enslave him to your will. Then you pause. He was a notable foe. Perhaps he deserved better than to be a permanent marker to your triumph. You owed him the right to make his own choices, you think. Then you remember the faces of the sickened and the dying. You inject him yourself. So that's the guy we met. We know that guy.
Ready.
Let's save. This little device issues a series of ticks and clicks, and each one calls to a different part of your mind. Okay. You're lost in the scent of her hair, the taste of her mouth, the feel of her skin. You stumble against the door and fumble with the lock, unwilling to break contact with this remarkable, beautiful, wonderful woman. Even before you manage to wrestle the door open, you're already shrugging out of your clothes. Once inside, the rest of your clothes disappear as if by magic. The city outside is noisy, but you can't hear the din of the market as you focus on her breath, her eyes, her body, and the day vanishes like your clothes. Eventually, hours later, night falls and the two of you collapse onto the ruined bed. She drifts off to sleep, whispering in your ear of what you could accomplish together. As her contented breathing warms your chest, you reflect. You never expected Sela Mary to be like this when you sought her out. That's a name we know, isn't it? I don't remember who that is. You intended only to take advantage of her position and her expertise, but she's become so much more in such a short time. She makes you reconsider everything you've been striving toward for all these years. Gods, you don't remember feeling love like this for anyone since... No. Another memory swells and reminds you of your goal. What you want in this moment can't distract you from the centuries you've spent building this life. You stroke Sela Mary's hair and the tides trickle from you into her dreams. You break her love for you, turning it back to the work you discussed. You refocus your mind and rebuild her affection. You don't want to lose this, but you can't cast off your ambition. You lie in bed, waiting for her to wake, for the work to start again. A single tear wells in your eye. You dash it away. Okay, so from what we've gathered, the tides aren't just like... They're definitely not just alignment. It literally feels like tides are you manipulating others and maybe the world around you. Like, this is literally manipulating this woman not to love us, so that then we don't fall in love with her. Obviously not us. A past us, I guess you might say.
Fine.
Who is Sela Mary, though? I don't know. It's not on our list. I swear we knew that name, though.
Go.
You're watching a display cast through crystal prisms. The images and the colors are a jagged rainbow, just as they have been in every previous iteration of this machine, when they should be a single glowing picture, at least if this device is to function as intended. You hiss through your teeth in frustration. How many years must you waste in trying to align these energies? Is this effort fruitless? Turn it off, you snarl. Your apprentice pays you no heed. A moment longer, just a moment. Above him, the images and the colors align. He sits back on his haunches, enormous grin wreathing his face. I knew it. I could hear it whispering to me. It's like it wants to be done. This is my masterpiece. Now what's the next step? You're not sure if your cast-off prodigy is talking to you or the machine. You stare at the back of his head. He's undeniably gifted. In certain aspects, you have to admit, he even surpasses you. This is, after all, part of why you constructed his body the way you did. But now that he's achieved this, do you dare to let him return to the world? He knows your deepest secret now and holds your future in his hands. But you feel a certain affection for him. To kill him would be poor thanks indeed. Instead, you speak. Mazov. That's the guy you were looking for. He turns around, and the instant he makes eye contact, the full force of your psychic power crashes through his meager defenses. You insinuate yourself into his memories and erase the details of his last year of work. It's a crude tool, a bludgeon, but you tell yourself that it's kinder than destroying him. You almost believe it. Okay, so basically, the Changing God has this big secret. He built this machine, and the guy had his memory wiped upon how to use it, and that's the guy we need to talk to. So that's going to be a pretty short conversation. You've been walking under the wasted sun for what feels like days. The sun does not move on the horizon, and its incessant heat has scoured the plane of life. Your water is running low, and you are seriously considered abandoning this body. And then you see shapes shimmering on the horizon. You release an eye catcher. It will tell you if this is a mirage or destination. It shoots into the sky, vanishing from sight, returns with good news. You've just discovered an oasis of sorts. You trudge onward, bitterly wishing for better boots. When at last you reach the rude collection of wattle and daub huts, primitive humans gathering around you, beseeching you in a strange tongue. They offer you some of their precious remaining water, and you settle down to learn the basics of their language. After a day, you know enough to understand the depth of their plight. They say the lurker in the cave has stolen the sun's momentum. They beg for your aid. After a fitful nap, you begin the perilous climb to the cave. Inside, a long-forgotten installation houses a trapped construct. It speaks through the scree of a fallen ceiling and tells you that it has demanded the autochthons clear the rubble. When they refused to dig it free so that it could return to its work, it sealed the plane inside a time bubble. They will come to reason, it concludes. You don't have time for this. The construct's needs are paltry compared to the need for water. You concentrate, marshalling your powers, the tides you've been researching. You imagine them as a blade, and you hurl them against the construct's circuitry. The machine struggles, throwing up defenses against you, but is no match for this new energy. It fizzles and dies, and you feel a wrench as time lurches back into motion. You look at your hands. The flesh hangs loose on your suddenly skeletal frame. A steep price to protect these villagers. So, I know, like, this is trying to be the spiritual successor to Planescape Torment. But I think the biggest thing that is different about it when it comes to the story is this. It's trying to reimagine that similar story of you have past lives and you have shaped others and the way people perceive you is different because of this, and you may have regret for the things you've done in the past. This is an entirely different narrative because it's not you, right? You, as a cast-off, never did these things. Or at least you only did part of these things. You didn't do all of these things. You played a very minor role in this whole thing. And maybe I'm just reading into this more than needs to be said, but like, I think that's a much bigger distinction, because you are not responsible for actions that you made when you weren't you, and that's similar to the past, but you're also not responsible to you when you didn't exist. That wasn't you and never will be you. Unless this narrative goes a completely different direction and, yeah, actually, that is you. Every single one of the cast-offs is you. But they all seem to have their own personalities, and more importantly, their own free will. They don't work together either. So, it seems like the consequences of actions made by the changing god no longer have any implicit guilt to you as the player, as the cast-off. I don't feel guilty for the things that the changing god had done, because that wasn't me, that was him in some other body. The things that he may have done while using the body I am currently in, yeah, then you could have things like regret and guilt and etc., right? But like, the fact that there are multiple cast-offs just completely, I won't say is a bad thing, but it completely changes that formula to being one not centered around the player. Instead, it's centered around the story of the changing god, which you are not. And that really feels like a disconnect. We'll see where the story goes from here. Again, maybe I'm just reading too much into this already, but just from an emotional impact, that seems to lessen the idea. But we'll see where the story continues. Anyway.
Go.
You enter the tavern, and every face turns to you. The warm susurrus of conversation trails off. They know you, and they know what you've come for. The Aldea of Thal supports the nearby Clave, and the locals keep a chary eye on the Aeon Priests. They know the dangers of the Numenera the scientists unearth, and given their proximity to the endless battle, they know what your tattoo means. Cast-off scum? See, again, like, but it's not the same person. You're just marked as a cast-off. Anyway. But you can feel the tension in the room as you make your way up to the bar. The tavern keeper won't meet your eye. You know what comes next. You sigh and turn to face the room. A large, burly woman stands in front of you. You're not welcome here, cast-off. Your damn wars of bane. We'll have no cast-off. See, okay. Get out, or by the gods will make you wish you had. Classic. You feel energies building and swirling within you. Your smile is savage as you weave a net of the tides. You have no idea who you're talking to. I am no cast-off. I am their creator. I'm the author of the endless battle. I am the changing god, and you will revere me. You hold your hands wide, and the tides spill from you. Half the villagers fall to their knees, weeping as your will twists their hatred into adoration. The burly woman yanks a knife from her belt. You'll not take my mind, monster. Your neighbors fall on her before she can take another step, knives flashing. Her life spills across the floor around your feet. You step through it, trailing bloody footprints to the door, and you're not sure if the disgust you feel is for the dead woman or for yourself. Okay, so there is a very common theme of the changing god manipulating people. He is very much, he or she actually, we have no idea. The changing god is very much a manipulator. Not a good person, we'll say, even.
Of course.
I will go so far as to say that. Not a good person.
On it.
Who you be? That's you. Don't get cocky. This Sorrow can still kill you well and good. Find Mazov before that happens. Yeah, where is he? Where is Mazov?
Go.
Let's go back to our real buddy boys. Why is my intellect back up to 17?
I knew you'd come back to protect me.
Right, because we can't really die, can we? Am I crazy? Wasn't this with a buff right now? Like, why? Oh, we do have a buff. +1 might, speed, and int. Oh, I was like, didn't we have lower points before? We did. Okay, well that's nice. Almost leveled up. Okay, so that's that. We don't know how to do this yet. Prove my affinity to the tides. What's your problem? Is it this? Yeah. Yeah, we're fine with that. You can keep that debuff. All right,
Go.
into the tomb of the first cast-off. Each of them wears a different mask. Oh yeah. Look at that. What is a frieze?
Go.
Like a fresco? Uh-oh. The carvings here display two figures standing side by side on a crag overlooking a plateau with a wide disc at its center. The scene is familiar. A wave of dizziness envelops you, and you steady yourself against the rough stone. This does not help. The memory flows out through the stone in rumbling pulses, overtaking your senses. Yes, this scene is familiar because you experienced it firsthand when you rebuilt your mind in the labyrinth, and now here the full memory awaits you. Oh, this just reminded me about how the changing god has a secret. There has to be something to the fact he obviously the changing god has a vulnerability of some kind. And I wonder if it's due to just the nature of what he's doing. Like, Is it that every time he makes a new copy of himself, he's like weakening himself, or making it easier for him to die? Like he's literally just jumping body to body, but is actually only making it worse? That's something that I'm intrigued to find out. All right, let's find this memory. The memory of that long day pours past you, cold as melting snow. You direct the first cast-off's gaze towards the resource-rich plateau where Mille Avast will one day stand. You ignore the laughter in her eyes when your own constructs turn on you, and make the necessary repairs. And then the rush of time slows as she makes her way up a moss-hung path towards you, her eyes bright behind the mask. I have something to show you, she says. You follow her to a deactivated portal. I've got it working. The doorway exists in two places at once, here and on the other side. Once you align them, she lays her hands and forehead against the stone, as though worshipping the thing. Your lip curls involuntarily, but you can't fault the result. The portal activates, answering the welling glow of the first Katoff's tattoo beneath her mask. Okay. That could be a way to open the portal. Let's look at everything else first, though. Interesting mask. Is this her? And who is she finding? I'm trying to see if I can't zoom in anymore. I wonder what that is actually depicting.
Ready.
Bewildering array of colliding jagged edges and mangled corpses make up this, we'll just say, fresco. It's not quite clear whether the artist was inspired, drunk, or insane. A battlefield is depicted here, that much is certain, but the amount of detail is staggering, and it isn't immediately apparent what the artist was trying to convey. The first detail you notice is the fortress, standing out from the wall in bold relief. Many of the soldiers shown are pouring through the sundered gates, and every one of their faces shows a different emotion: elation, rage, terror. But as the jagged edges, seemingly raised at random, that pull your attention down to the bottom right of the piece, there lies the first cast-off of the changing god, mortally wounded, dying alone as divergent realities snap shut around her like teeth. I love this piece. Last time I came back to Mille Avest, I stood here for an hour. I like to think that she's suffering as much as she caused Neng to suffer more. Who's Neng? Yeah, why do you hate her? I don't really care about the I worry that it poisoned you. Why do you hate her? It might poison you. Okay, it might. But when the only family you ever knew gets slaughtered in front of you, I invite you to take the long view. Practice some forgiveness. Pretend that the people who did it had good reasons for it. Lecture all you want. I'm still laughing about her death, even after all these years.
Yes. I'll remember that.
Stark letters have been carved into the rock above with a steady hand. Sharp memories emerge at the sight of the masked figure in the tableau, first cast off. Countless footsteps have worn a track to and apparently into this mural. This is a gateway of some kind, but you can see no way of opening it. What is this? Makina puts her hand up against the wall, searching for something. Someone closed the portal from the other side. I don't know how to wake it back up. Well, let's read it first. Oddly, many of the words above are completely unreadable. It's not that they're in a language you don't understand. It's truth, and you recognize every letter. Every time you try to put it all together, the meaning slips from your mind. Maybe that part of the epitaph isn't meant for you. Your eye skips to the end of the message. She serves us still. Makina spits on the ground beside her feet. Come on, we need to get in there. Alright, put your forehead on the door. You lay your hands on the cold stone as the first cast-off once did, and press your forehead against the mural. The skin around your tattoo crawls, then burns. But even with your eyes clenched shut, you feel the air of the tomb stirring. Let's go. bother going to any of these surrounding ones? I don't think so. I think we're done exploring caves.
On it.
I'm ready to pick my path.
Who you be? Paj. Oh. Wait. We know that name. This woman is dressed in functional glaive's clothing. She's a warrior. Her hair is cut short, and her face is muscular and tense. You recognize her instantly from Tasha's mirror. Paj Reckon. She spares you but a moment's appraising glance before turning to your companion. Matkina, you've come crawling back. Didn't you swear you'd never return here, or had you forgotten? I did promise. Then I remembered that none of you have ever bothered keeping your vows to me, so what's the point? Anyway, what have you been up to? Burn villages full of innocent civilians? Or have you graduated to grander atrocities? Right, isn't Paj also a cast-off? Just trying to keep our creator, the coward, from committing any more of his war crimes as usual. Looking at the larger picture, instead of serving my own self-interest. Maybe someday you'll learn how to do that. Though, considering your friend here just muscled his way through the locked portal, making our sanctuary even more vulnerable to the sorrow, I don't think it's likely. She turns to you. You know you're traveling with a traitor, right? So I do find it interesting, like, I feel like we as a cast-off should be somewhat sympathetic to other cast-offs, especially the cause of the first cast-off, which is apparently to oppose the god, right? But then you have people like Paj, who literally has committed war crimes, killing innocents, and other atrocities, and that's the side that you could be on, the atrocity people. And it's like, oh, well, that's not the way it should be. Okay. What do you mean when you said you have made this sanctuary more vulnerable? There are rumors that Sorrow activity has increased recently. I don't buy the stories, but many of them do. Your brothers and sisters, your family. Even if the Sorrow isn't more active, it's still active, and they came here to be safe. Your companion's eyes burn momentarily as Paj pauses, and you feel the tide stirring within you. Okay, so this is happening because our dominant tide is this? Or why is it? I thought because we've got two tides, gold and blue, I think, right? I'm gonna be real, I have no idea what's happening most of the time because I missed too many streams, but I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry that happened. That is an apt way of putting it. Thank you for your condolences and congratulations. Okay. I can feel your tides. I know you believe you're doing the right thing, but let me tell you this. Sometimes blindly rushing in to help people does more harm than good. The portal was sealed for a reason. Have some empathy. Okay, so these people are my family. They are other cast-offs, like me. The god has cast me off. But they basically locked themselves off from the outer world. And she's saying, I know you felt it was the right thing to do to open up this portal, but now you've basically let in all the bad things. Have some empathy. Why do you care what I think? I don't think that's a good response. Be that as may, I have important information to share. That's true, I do have that. Not with me. I'm not interested in what you have to say, frankly, and I have a great deal of work waiting for me. If you want to express your delight in your new life or share a moment of happy fraternity with your siblings, I suggest you go talk to Adaris. She'll give you the validation you seem to require. You called Matkina a traitor. Why? Oh, didn't she tell you? She used to be under my command, but she turned on me, preferring to befriend monsters in human skin. And rather than step aside for the greater good, she attacked her fellow fighters. Tell me, what would you call someone who turns on her own? Actually, never mind. I don't care. I don't like this woman at all. So Paj, again, she's like us. She's a cast-off. She's calling Matkina a traitor, but Paj, literally, again, she committed atrocities. She killed innocents. Do we care about the traitor to people who killed innocents? I know you, and I know what you did in Colne Village. Oh, Matkina told you? What a surprise. She's generally so quiet about her feelings. That's a good snark. Colne was a pity, a tragedy, but it had to happen that way. I've been a warrior for most of my centuries. I know about making sacrifices in service of a higher deal. For the greater good. I've stopped losing sleep over them. Live long enough and you'll understand. Yeah, I don't buy your bullshit, lady. I don't buy your bullshit at all. You know about making sacrifices. Yeah, you know what? That's not a sacrifice. Murdering others is not a sacrifice in service of a higher deal. You're a monster. Those people haven't had to deal with my problems. And if some call me a monster, what of it? Most of who care about these things are mortal. They'll be dead in a few years, and I'll still be living. What does your opinion matter then? We told Matkina that centuries ago, and still she whines about her mortal friends. We're immortal too, Paj, or had you forgotten the first? In fact, weren't you responsible for that Harridan's death? Her eyes narrow. She pulls her blade halfway out of its sheath, then pauses. The muscles of her face twitch, and she's biting hard on her cheek. She shoves the blade back down. If it weren't for Adris's peace, I'd kill you right now. She spits a mouthful of blood at Makina's boots. You don't know anything about friendship, Matkina. You don't know what it costs. So I don't understand this. Maybe I don't remember the story. That Paj was responsible for the first's death. Why was that? You don't know what it costs. Friendship does friendship cost a village of innocents? Fuck you, lady. Do you realize what we lost that night? Do you realize what we gained? You weren't there. You've never even met me before, but you think to judge my actions of 200 years ago? The stakes here are more important than a few monsters. We're fighting for our survival, you damn infant, and I won't let you moralize at me while I'm trying to save your life. That's almost the same speech you gave me then. Glad to see you're consistent. Good snark. I like Matkina. She's very snarky. No, sorry, I'm done. Please, ask Paj your questions. See if you get any answers. I ran into Bearcell. She said she had a message for you, but couldn't get in. Well, how very useful of you. Next time I want someone informed that I have a message for them, but cannot send, I know just who I'll come to see. She gives you a patronizing smile. The most patronizing smile you've ever seen. It's like she's practiced. This bitch. This. Okay. Where are you headed now? Back to the endless battle. I've been leading our side against the forces of the coward ever since the first died. Before you ask, my side, the side of the first, we're in a struggle to survive, to protect ourselves against our father's plan, which we the player don't know what that is, I guess. The other side, they want him to win. You want more details? Get them from someone else. I've got a war to fight. What crimes has our creator committed? You want the full litany? Ask someone else, because I haven't gotten the year to spare. The worst one is that he had plans to kill us, to sacrifice us to save his life. The first found out and took a stand to stop him. But she's dead now. We're stuck with me commanding in her memory, and meanwhile, sycophants and lick-spittles work for him for the privilege of being destroyed. For some incomprehensible reason, they've put in their faith in the man who dropped us into a world of pain. Okay, so according to her, we don't know if she's telling the truth, his plan is to kill all of the cast-offs, which we are. Okay. Maybe they believe in the salvation? Yeah, they're stupid if they believe that. What were his plans? To offer our lives in a mad sacrifice to stop the sorrow. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. How did the first die? I don't know this. Please answer. As she lived, sacrificing herself for our lives. An evil sneer creeps onto Matkina's face. She was killed in a raid, and Paj used her reality-shifting device to make it permanent. Wow. She's right. A mistake that haunts me to this day. Ooh. Let me ask you about something else. Let's talk about the bro again. Nah, we're good with this. I need to find Mazov. Is he here?
Making a note.
No one has seen Mazov in over a decade. Adiris might know where he is. Talk to her. Adiris might be the best of us. Treat her well, or I'll be sure you pay in blood and pain. Sure, lady. Tell me about her. She has the qualities the rest of us do not. A peaceful, idealistic nature. She wants only the best for all cast-offs. She rises above our rivalries. Her idealism is frustrating at times, but she has wisdom and insight in her gentle nature. Well, see you later, bitch. Alright, maybe it's a little rude, but I do not like this woman at all. At all. I have one more thing to say to you, and I want you to mark it carefully. The changing god, the coward, intends to kill us all. If you meet him, don't trust him. He's going to ruin us as surely as the sorrow. Okay, you know, I will agree with you on that one, Podge. I don't trust the changing god either. I'd wish you success, but, well, the world is a way of disappointing us all. Where are you going? Going through another portal? Back to the... That's a cool effect. Back to the battle. What you said to Podge, you took my side. Why? Honestly, I just didn't like her. I mean, that's not wrong. It's not necessarily because I'm an ally of you. Yeah, it's more because I saw what she did. I saw what she did. Well, whatever. I appreciate it. Always good to see Podge put in her place. We probably could have gained some, like, nice boy points with Makina. I guess I don't care that much. Always good to see Podge put in her place. You might not realize it, but your words sunk in. Nice. And we leveled up.
All right.
All right. Let us improve our skill. I kind of want to put a single point in persuasion and deception at some point, just because having -3 on both of them and having no one else in our party that can do it is kind of annoying. I don't think we ever really need to put more than 1 point in anything, because we can always dump points into it. So let's do... So a point into persuasion just removes the -3 penalty, which I think is fine. I think that's fine. Let's do that. Right, you level up. Because you have a point in deception, so we could use you for deception and main character for persuasion. Put an edge into speed. New ability is unlocked. Gain +3 on all attacks, just straight up. That's really good. +1 to Cypher. That's really good. Enemies within range who fail to resist gain a lot of debuffs for 3 rounds. That's pretty good. Choose abilities to learn. Alright, we already know what that one does. It's garbage. Yeah, this is a garbage ability, by the way. Just pointing this out. You can use an action to flank an enemy. But then you can't use that flank to your advantage within the same turn of that same character because you just used your action. If this consumed a movement, this would be a million times better. But this is a garbage ability that you should never use. I should have read it before picking on my main character. Attack that deals weapon damage +3. If the target has any debuffs, gain health equal to 50% of the damage. That could be good. Just an attack that heals you. An attack that gives a debuff to enemies in a small cone. do the heal. Increase our cipher usage. It's probably what we want. Could get more bonus, I mean, into our weapons. We'll get a point into cipher usage. I don't think you actually have, yeah, you only have the one, but we're going to get more, surely, and we can start passing them off. Actually need more.
If trouble
lot of
comes,
people.
Rin, stick by me. I'll keep you safe.
I was planning to hide.
Honestly, I was hoping to hide with you. What now?
Any people want to yap? So we're here. Tell me about it. It's beautiful, isn't it? But now I can't wait to get out of here. Look at this. This isn't the world. This is a prison. And all our brothers and sisters here, they're prisoners. They act like it too. How you holding up? I'll stick with you. You're a different breed from the rest of us. You're making progress. Okay. Talk about our siblings. Here it comes. I'm ready for the litany. All you newborns have it. All right, go. No, I'm fine. Thought you might have other things to say about this place. I don't know why he's gonna make that noise. Seawater and bone. The Chalcedon.
Go.
Melmoth Leviarm. Lady Anch. Random cast off without a name. That's how you know they're not important. Hello, Chalcedon. This man is less flesh than muscle, running in corded bands from his thick neck down his broad chest, wide arms, and calloused hands. He focuses on you, his cold eyes flicking from your face and the shape of your tattoo to the width of your shoulders, like a prospective buyer sizing up a particularly dangerous animal. Then he smiles, and it is as wide and genuine as any you've ever seen. The most advanced of our sire's children, here at last. I'm surprised you didn't make your way here sooner. Who are you? I am the Chalcedon, commander of the Changing Gods' forces in the endless battle. Bro. So, the leader of the first was just here, and you're the leader of him. Huh. So this really is a sanctuary, huh? The guardian of his grand design and his champion. Not that our sire needs my help, of course, but some here, in the very land he created for us, would rather acknowledge all he's done for us. Some of these disagreements can be resolved through debate, but not all, of course. You seen the Changing God lately? No, but that's not unusual. His strategies absorb most of his time, which is why he leaves most of the work in the endless battle and the diplomacy in Mila Vest to me. And as you might imagine, he measures time differently than us. It's been a number of years since I've seen him. I doubt our sire has noticed. What's the battle all about? Ingratitude. Our sire gives us long lives and powerful gifts, a home to protect us from the sorrow. The first cast-off wasn't content. She spread lies about our sire and turned some of his children against him. She's dead now, but the damage is long done. Our family is divided. The First's army would see us destroy the Changing God and seek freedom from his plans for us. They are stubborn children, refusing the medicine that will save their lives because the taste isn't sweet enough to their liking. Akina chuckles to herself. The large man turns her way scowling, and she holds his gaze. He's the one that looks away. Nice. What's the point?
Updated my journal.
The point? The point is that our sire was defending himself against the First's attacks. She thought she was entitled to his knowledge, and she thought she'd wrest it from him by force. And now? Now I'm not sure we could stop it if we wanted to. Okay. Tell me about the Changing God's grand design. As you know, he moves from body to body. He does this to test the capabilities of those bodies to their fullest to ensure their strength. And when he has done so, he gives them to us, gives us life, so that we might continue using them in service of his plans. He's like a sculptor, honing his art. Not gonna say anything. Okay. So you see, he's not flitting from body to body like some manner of vapid insect. Each cast-off is an improvement over the last. He lays a hand on your shoulder. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy. These people are Twitch TOS simping so hard over this guy who gave them a life and then abandoned them. It's honestly sad. As the man touches you, straightens, its eyes expanding. The Chalcedon pays no attention to your companion. And that means, of course, that you are the best of us, and the most suited to help us end this conflict. Edkina snorts. Chalcedon completely ignores her. The Sorrel will find us. Before that happens, we must end our conflict with each other. We must prepare our defenses. We must find some way to stop it. You're not upset that I opened the portal? Well, I argued for the portal's closure to begin with, so I'm concerned that it's open again. But I trust that our sire knew what he was doing when he made you, so I have no doubt that the weakening of our defenses is a smaller part of his great strategy. Bro, keep telling yourself that. I mean, all part of the grand design, obviously. He did this for good reasons, yeah. I'm looking for a cast-off named Mazov, who can repair the residence chamber in Sagus Cliffs. I'm assured that will stop the Sorrow. Are we sure about that? Of course. Our sire told me of the plans to build it. I should have known. Speak to Adaris if you haven't already. She will know where to find this Mazov. Alright, later, bro. Farewell, little brother, he calls me. So our dominant tides are gold and blue. We can put on another one, right? And this would have no negative impact. I thought we had one on already. Am I crazy? Did I have one of these removed? I feel like one of these got taken off of me. Ah.
Done.
Lady Anch. Look at this, our wayward brother in the flesh. She spreads slender hands. Delicate spiderwebs of metal thread run through her fingers, studded with circular nodes that look too purposeful to be mere jewelry. The name's Anch, Lady Anch. But don't let that scare you off. I sell rare Numenera and a place to rest at a fair price. You can also upgrade certain clothing and equipment, but that's a bit more expensive. But I don't need to tell you that. Quality costs money. Anyone who tells you different is going to take you for twice what you paid here. So, what do you need? You get a lot of business here? Settles comfortably in place, mumbling to itself. You get a lot of business here? Well, put it like that. No. It's not normally me doing the selling, not like I used to. In normal times, I'm treating major customers to fancy dinners, yelling at my advisors, and sneaking in the odd bespoke order before more paperwork lands on my desk. But these are not normal times. People are saying the Sorrow's on the hunt again. I don't know if it's true, but better safe than sorry. So instead of passing the time arguing like everyone else around here, I'm back to being a humble merchant, for now. I must do a lot of business.
Making a note.
I don't know. I don't take sides or opinions. Bad for business. So are you royalty? Heh. Only in a technical sense. A few years back, I did a favor for the type of person who can spin titles out of thin air. I told her I only wanted the money, but she insisted. So, Lady Anch. It opened a few stubborn doors over the years, but other than that, I don't wave it around much. You don't seem upset that opened the portal. That's because closing it wasn't necessary to begin with. The shields are good enough. Our brothers and sisters worry too much. Must run in the family. I doubt the shields are good enough. What are all those wires all your hands? Inventions of mine, cobbled together for parts, of course, like everything. These beauties are wired. Well, not really, but you know, into my head. I use them to build and fix things that are really, really small. I've had them almost as long as I've been alive. Can I take a look at your Numenera? Sure, look all you want. Okay. I'm gonna say wisp that attacks nearby enemies on its turn. I mean, how much money do we have? Quite a bit. Active for the entire crisis, but all of these are like one-time uses. This is great. Just permanent resistance. Instant buy. Five to +1 bonus onto all intellect tasks. That's a lot of money, but that's pretty good. Ooh, this is the other part of the thing we need, right? We have Aerith, and we can buy Verith. Perfect. Protection of Weary to all allies for 1 round. And then never again, or what? I mean, that could be really good, actually, if it also is for you. So it gives you a +3 to your evasion, which is the same as ours. But if you are hit, you get an additional +3. And to willpower. That's pretty good. And I don't really care about the +2 to our might pool. We don't wear medium armor. We don't use ranged stuff. These are all healing potions. Heavy melee. Just persuasion. Meh. Cool. Let's do a save. Can I use this? You pull the first ring fragment from your bags. At first, it looks like you've misplaced the second. Then you find it pressed into a fold at the exact opposite end from where you found the first one. You reach around to grab it, but find that you can't. The fragments reject each other with a force beyond magnetism alone. You pick up the second one with your other hand and hold them in opposing palms. Examine Verith. You hold the ring fragment to your eye. The fragment's edges are rough, as if sundered by a mighty strike. But on one end, you can still see a socket that might have fit a gemstone or something else. We're gonna have to find, like, the gem to put in between them now. You weigh the other ring fragment in your hand. The fragments feel like they should match somehow. The protrusion and socket clearly fit. It's almost as if they cry out to be joined. They cry out to be joined, but they're still opposite and push against each other? I don't understand. Examine Aerith. You hold the ring fragment in one hand, though it seems like this should be impossible. The small thing is incredibly heavy. Small protrusion. Alright, what happens if we combine it? Pinching the fragments between thumb and forefinger, you struggle to bring them together. The force repelling them is not magnetism. It's almost as if someone is holding your hands apart with impossible, contemptuous strength. Nevertheless, there must be a way to join them. You just haven't found it yet. Brute force. Let's go. 55% chance. We failed. Try again. We failed again. Keep trying. Nice. Ever so slowly, you force the ring fragments together, pushing your way through the massive force repelling them. The closer you bring them together, the more they seem to resist. Beads of sweat form on your forehead, and your muscles scream in agony. But then, finally, the moment you force the rings to touch, the repelling force completely dissipates, and the two fragments eagerly latch onto each other. The complete shadow ring lies in the palm of your hand, simmering with barely restrained power. +4 resistance, +2 true damage on all attacks. Nice. Our current ring gives us +1 on Cypher, which we don't really need anymore. In fact, we can probably give this to someone else. You don't need this. Take this instead. And you can take this. Okay. Neat. So, armor is physical defense, resistance is energy defense, magic defense. Nice. I probably need to... Oh, we have to do all of this. Let us increase our... I don't know. Perception. That happens
There
passively.
we go.
That
That's
one.
the stuff.
That's the stuff. We need to increase... heal our might
Yes.
up. I think we do that twice.
Here. Now.
Perfect. Alright, save. Let's talk to you again, though. Let's talk about the upgrades. Sure thing, but in case I wasn't clear before, I can't do much with what you're wearing. It's pretty good as is. Your friends are the other one capable of. Who needs work? Why? I'm fine. Everything I own is fine. There's nothing wrong with a little tinkering, sister. In the right places. I could fortify your hauberk. Nothing major, and possibly add some shielding elements to your cloak. Do we ever actually get anything that can help them? And cloak. Because yeah, they are wearing things that only they can wear, and I think everything we buy can only be we can improve. So this is the only way for us to improve our companions' gear. $60, do it. Gladly. This kills me, I'll find a way to take you with me. And thanks, thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Rin. What? What's wrong with my clothes? Nothing, but I can make a few changes to your jacket and shirt. $105. Yeah, let's do it. +2 cipher limit. Nice. Cool. We should not have spent points in cipher limit then. On anyone, I feel like. That's fine. Okay, what's this cube? Or cube, this is a triangular pyramid. The wind around this structure is oddly moist. Ew, moist wind. And there's a smell you can't identify. An unfamiliar meat, perhaps spoiling in sunlight, even grosser. And there is something else, an acrid, silent tingling hanging in the air. The feeling of power held in reserve. You reach out to touch the sloping side, but hesitate. Strange. The surface is smooth, inviting even, and yet your instincts tell you that something within the structure wants you to touch it, to come inside, to yield and fall to the earth, exposing your softest parts to, you stumble back, shaking your head. Yeah, you don't want to do that. None of us are sure what it is or why the first left it behind. I think it's a last-ditch defense against the sorrow if everything else fails. Others say different. Feels nasty enough, though, doesn't it? Let's examine it again. Touch it despite... Oh, this might kill us. This might be another way for us to die. Let's save.
Yes.
It's the last feeling you feel. Yeah, this is just another way to die. In case we're going to go into our mind. It's an interesting mechanic that you can just kill yourself to go into your mind, and then you just come back to life because you can't die. But I did not understand that until I thought about it a while. Melmoth Leviarm. Leviosa. Your eyes are drawn to the tattered leather robes and the profusion of tubes that wire this man. He is lighter skinned, with piercing eyes and a hideous pitted scar on his face. He could be handsome, but centuries of neglect had ravaged his looks. He sees your companion and hisses, Matkina. Her voice is flat and measured. Melmoth. You know, I've always wondered, if you were to die, would your followers eat you? Yalin, for instance? How did that ever turn out? Yalin, there's a name I haven't heard for some time. Your old friend left an inedible corpse, probably to hide the crimes you and he had planned. Now, look, you've been away for a while, and I understand your memory isn't what it was. Did I dream someone telling me that? Was it a vision? No matter. What was I saying? Something about my memory, a trenchant, and a witty comment about my powers of recollection, no doubt. His only reply to her is a long and unpleasant sneer. He looks at you and says, "You travel in bad company, sibling. Anger her, and she'll find a way to scar you. Even if she leaves no other mark on the world, likely she'll leave pain. It's immorality of a sort, I suppose. Cast off humor. You'll learn." Tell me about yourself. I am Melmoth Leviarm. I am the creator of the Dendro-Her. Really? The greatest, or at least most innovative, of the brotherhoods that seek to pass along knowledge from one generation to the next. So many people come back away from me because of the way I look, or the way I speak, but let me tell you that in this body I have lived countless lives, seen endless worlds, experienced memories that beggar description. I contain worlds, and they judge me by my appearance? Sometimes I wonder who I'm saving this knowledge for. What can you tell me about the Dendro-Her? They call us the Eaters of the Dead. We take the knowledge from their fading flesh. Every life flickers and dies, and when knowledge disappears, the world grows darker. The rain of death washes away experience. I want to preserve. Each of the Dendra is a library of experience. Every life that vanishes is a loss. Every person living has a story. The secret keys of history hide there. I want truth. I want exposure. I want knowledge to live. You must have a unique outlook on the endless battle.
Updated my journal.
A waste of life and a criminal waste of knowledge. The weapons being discharged are lost to us forever. Each life gone is an experience that will disappear into the mists of eternity, snuffed away, forgotten, never to be seen again. Our sire sought to cheat death to stop that kind of waste. It is beyond my reasoning why he'd allow the endless battle to continue. What can you tell me about the other cast-offs here? He leers an ugly smile. They're idiots and fools. They think their shields can protect them from the sorrow forever. I came here to retrieve some research, and every time I come, I think of how much knowledge is in their minds and their bodies, and I wish they would just die already so I could gain access to their wasted experiences. On the other hand, they're the closest I have to peers. Gods, what does that say about me? I'm looking for Mazov. That useless tinker, or why? I have some questions for him. Oh, a mystery. I love mysteries. I'll surmise then, he's a machine man, a fixer of broken objects and a builder of new ones. And so you must need a repair, or a new device. But how would you have known to look for Mazov? Who could have told you? I did. Must you ruin my conjecture, Matkina? I was enjoying the mystery. To answer your query, I do not know where Mazov is. I suggest asking Adiris.
Doing begets learning, I guess.
How big is this place? Relatively small. What if I'm wasting my immortality? I mean,
On it.
whatever. Obelisk? This monument tapers to a narrow point. From a distance, the obelisk appears several meters tall. When you stand at the foot of it, some kind of optical illusion makes it look as though the obelisk keeps going, rising narrower and narrower into the wide sky. Touch it. The moment your fingertip grazes the dagger-like stone, your mind is seized by cold fingers and hurled high into the air. Shreds of cloud whip past you. Stars streak by you, and you are lost in the void. Ahead, a light blooms, threaded with silvery ribbons of time. You plunge into the light, and a vision of the future unfurls. You see yourself asleep, bundled in blankets, snoring loud enough to tear holes in the sky. Also, you're drooling. The prophetic light fades, leaving you standing before the obelisk once more. You study the monument, frowning. Though the vision felt true, it hardly seemed to have been worth all that effort. Perhaps touching again will yield a different result. I mean, yeah, keep touching it. Once more, your mind plunges into the open sky, through the grasping void beyond, and into the waiting light that holds visions of the future. You see yourself watching the horizon with a thoughtful expression. No, wait, it's just a sneeze. Alright, keep touching. Moans softly. Please don't. You have a feeling it doesn't like that you're touching the obelisk over and over. You return to the vision of you watch the horizon and sneezing. We're just gonna keep touching it. Mine lances in the sky toward that prophetic star. There we go. Above the roar of hungry flame, you hear someone gasping raggedly for breath. You open your eyes on a vision of a burning devastation. The sorrow towers above it, studying the woman impaled upon its claws with clinical interest. Huh. Seems the obelisk does show meaningful visions after all. You see yourself standing before a huge organic mass. Tubes and arteries pulse in the murky light, and thick tendrils extend from the mass to enfold your body. Weird alien whispers chitter and hiss in your mind. We're just gonna keep touching it. You revisit the vision of the sorrow surrounded by a wheel of flame, with a woman impaled upon its claws. But the sorrow is no longer studying the dying woman, it's looking directly at you. It seems like a bad idea. We know that the sorrow can kill us even in like a dream, right? You see a billowing pillar of burning oily smoke in a ravaged throne room. You, your companions, a handful of unfamiliar cast-offs, lie motionless around it. Not all of the bodies are whole. Then the pillar, the sorrow, turns, unfurling long claws, reaching for you. You return to the vision of the unsatisfactory meal. Your future self is poking a stale piece of bread into the stew, perhaps hoping to salvage the meal. We're gonna die here. Vision of you sleeping, snoring like a calarail. You return to the vision of the ruined throne room. You and your companions lie scattered across the floor like charred leaves. The sorrow's nowhere to see. We can feel it, perhaps. We get anything new? Is this random? You see yourself standing before a ghostly woman. She looks at you, her eyes cold and hard. Stop him. He's harmed more lives than anyone can count. You recognize the woman. She's the same ghost you met in the Fifth Eye and in the labyrinth after that, but you don't know who she's talking about. Turn to the vision of the conversation with the ghostly woman. She has closed her eyes as if she cannot bear to look at you anymore. How many times can we touch this thing? And is anything new coming? I feel like it is random. I think we're at an end here. Okay. Weird thing. And this is living quarters for the cast-offs.
All right.
All seems extremely familiar.
All right.
Andronus Sandhand? What a name.
Something I could do.
Sand hand. Oh, there's Adris. This place is relatively small. This woman bears a toothy smile, enjoying the anger in the man she's speaking with. You probably think if you won, then the endless battle would actually end. This man's face is flushed and angry. Veins throb on his forehead. His eyes are focused on his companion. Stop talking, Raima. Stop talking or I'll prove you wrong right now. Ah, but it wouldn't do anything of the sort. Even this argument is part of the plan. Do what you have to do, Adronis. Okay, so Raima is all about the plan. If not for the law, you'd already be dead. Traitor, fool. You, child, you ingrate. Pardon me. What? What are you arguing about? Best stay out of it. Even a second of her boot-looking nonsense is a waste of your time. Hide from the truth all you want. You know I'm right. You know it. Neither of you actually told me what you're arguing about. Of course I didn't. Andronis never lets me get a word in edgewise. Why should I? All of your words are his, and I've had enough of him for a lifetime. How long have you two known each other anyway? Too long. Agreed. Okay, so they're just on opposite sides of the endless battle. Elkashai. This slim cast-off looks to be in his late teens. He carries an odd-looking device that resembles a scorched circle. It's not hard to draw the connection between it and the red mark of a recent injury that travels along his forehead and under his hair. The man seems confused, hesitant, as if he has so many questions that he isn't sure which to ask first. I want to ask, I'm not sure. I want to ask you a lot, so we all do. I don't know him. He's a newer cast-off, at least within the last century. Looks like he's been worse used than all the rest of us. What do you mean when you said we? I once fought in the endless battle, found this in a giant clay hand. Trapped in a half-shattered block of stone, I took it, put it on. I saw darkness, knew I was inside the owner of that hand, a clay automaton, imprisoned, knew I could control it. I did, broke it free from the stone, used it in service of our sire for many years, thought of it as my armor. Then, a war construct collapsed on the automaton, crushed it, and the crown burned. I remember screaming, then 100 voices in my head, arguing with each other, shouting, fighting. The automaton wasn't armor, it was a container for gods. Did you say gods? Yes, my armor wasn't a tool, it was a locked chest with a hole inside. A deep hole, full of terrible gods. Rain, can you help him? I can try. I don't understand these gods. They aren't like any I've ever met. They don't speak anything like a proper god. They are rude. I'll believe they are prisoners, and also not gods at all. I offer apologies, sir, for I cannot help you. What was the endless battle like?
I'll remember that.
We were killed. The dead crept into my mind. They told me to kill more, and I did because that's what we do. It's in our nature, you know. We're worse than animals, cast-offs, humans. Whether created or evolved, we are all inclined to conflict. What kind of questions you have for me? You forced your way through our portal. It kept us safe from the sorrow. Now it's open. It's not a question. You were reckless. You've exposed us. Maybe killed us. I don't want to die. You need to tell me how bad it is, and I need the truth. Have you seen it? Have you seen the sorrow? Yes. I knew it. We're running out of time. Now listen, this is even more important. Have you abused the tides to change things, to influence people? No, not ever. Very little. Yes, and I don't. Did we? Did we ever use the tides? Unfortunately, I don't know. Then it'll find you, find us. Every use of your power draws it like a fire in the sky. Oh, that's interesting. So we know that the changing god uses the tides to influence others, and every time he does, apparently that causes the sorrow to find him. You should leave. Maybe it'll follow you and leave us alone. But I don't remember when we would have used the tides. Like, I literally don't remember. Was it a dialogue choice that we had to use? Because I remember us specifically avoiding it when Matkino's like, oh, no, don't use the tides. Because it could ruin her story or whatever. I don't remember. You want to ask me more questions? No, I don't. Okay. And we said unfortunately because now that we know what that does, it is unfortunate that we apparently used the tides.
All right.
And there's Adiris. That's all that's here in this area, huh? First of all, I thought there would be way more cast-offs here. Ferritory.
You bet.
Making a note.
Even among all your siblings in Mila Vest, this woman is remarkably beautiful. Clad in a robe of myriad colors, she carries herself with a distinct grace and ease. Her skin is dark brown, her hair a rippling midnight black. Her violet eyes blaze momentarily as you approach, and she holds up her hand. Her voice is musical and sweet. You are most welcome here, brother. I am Adiris. I am the peacekeeper of Mila Vest. Word of your birth and exploits has reached us here already. News travels fast in the cast-off world, as I'm sure you've already seen. I know your desire to speak to Mazov. I've even heard a rumor that you can alter the past, that you restored Matkina. Okay, so was that our use of the tides? Because in her memory, or in the Mirrorcaster, she was supposed to have had her memory wiped, and we didn't do that? This is strange to me, for I have two memories on the subject. One in which Matkina is whole, as we all know her now, and another in which her mind is incomplete. Perhaps my mind is the one that's incomplete. Okay, so you have the ability to see multiple timelines? I remember it, Adiris. The attack on Koln village, where Paj destroyed my friends. You remember that? In another timeline, Tosh used his mind wipe on me. He filled my mind with holes so I wouldn't remember, and he ruined my life. I tell you that my memory of that time has changed. I'm whole again. But how do I know that our newest member hasn't simply used a different form of mind control to give you false memories? I have a Mirrorcaster here in which Mazov is said to appear, but I do not wish to expose him to the dangers of an untested psychic. I have some limited psychic ability myself. If our new friend will allow me, I would examine your mind for the truth. Let me ask a few questions first. Of course, you must have many. Tell me about yourself. I keep the peace here in Mila Vest. Our sire brought the jagged dream to Sagas Cliffs in my body. Did you know that? Jagged dream. The conflict they seek to start, the wars, I swore that it would make no deaths in my lifetime, bring no pain. I came here in the wake of the first's death, and her loyalists were at the throat of our sires. I brought peace to them. They agreed we would make Mila Vest a sanctuary again. That is my achievement, my legacy. How would you feel guilty about bringing our sire? Yeah, it wasn't you. Again, this is literally the thing I said before. It's like, why would we feel guilty about choices we didn't make? True, and yet, the jagged dream knew me under a name and a history that wasn't my own. The killers, the haters, the ones who wanted to see blood and death, they would tell me of their schemes. They wanted my approval, and any action on my part they took as such. I have never taken a life, but blood stains me. I can't feel that again, ever. Who put you in charge? Why, no one did. I saw the need and forged the peace myself. I saw a path to avoid the bloodshed, and I set my feet upon it. With my end goal in mind, those who would oppose me saw that I had set my ideals and would not deviate from them. And since my plan did not involve exalting myself over them, did not put them at a disadvantage, who could say no? Indeed, I'm in charge, and only insofar as they allow it. They are the ones who enforce the peace. I just speak of it. I'd like to ask a question about cast-offs. Of course. That's a lot. Can you tell me about the cast-offs here? Ordinarily, we see more activity here, and we would perhaps have prepared a homecoming for you. But rumor has convinced many that the Sorrow has been more active of late. To ease their minds, I offered a vote to close the portals into the sanctuary. But I digress. The current guests include the Chalcedon, Lady Anch, Elkashai, Adronis, Rima, Melmoth. I suppose you just missed my friend Paj. The Chalcedon commands our creator's forces in the endless battle, but he's a true believer, a tightly wound man, but brilliant. Lady Anch brings her trinkets from all over her mercantile empire. Poor Elkashai has been badly treated by the world. Perhaps you could have a word or two with him. I already did. Andronis is, well, his best quality is that he's loyal to Paj. Perhaps I should say to the memory of the first. But he's also volatile and argumentative, and he's devoted his centuries to fighting. You'll likely find him sparring. I did that, yep. Yep, so I know these people. What can you tell me about the cast-offs who aren't here? A small frown crosses her mouth, a minute wrinkle in her brow. Our creator chose to live a bountiful life, and he has brought hundreds into the world. He has explored many forms, shapes, and sizes, and he has led some of our kin through time-twisting loops. I do not know all their names, but I hope that I might one day befriend them, even those who have been twisted into savagery. Even if I knew them all, I would not divulge their secrets, just as I would not divulge yours. Can you tell me about the Sorrow? I know little, nothing about where it came from, nor its purpose, nor its true desires, apart from seeing us all dead. None of us do, though some of us have devoted centuries to trying to understand it. Indeed, the creation of Mila Vest was intended for that purpose. But the first and changing god grew complacent, and then they grew possessive, and then the endless battle. Perhaps I feel that the Sorrow must hunt us because many of us are so very disagreeable. Alright, so theory crafting time. The Sorrow is probably just the result of the changing god seeking immortality. Like, that is literally, it's named the Sorrow. That's just on the head, right? Sorrow over regrets in life, sorrow about the world that is living here. It's just sorrow, pain, torment, some might say. And it's hunting him so that he dies. Because you should not be allowed to be immortal. That's my theory. But in truth, I believe the Sorrow hunts us because of something to do with the tides. Our unique powers, tied to the tides, must summon it. I have not seen the Sorrow track other living beings, nor heard of it in any context but the cast-off situation. It must be the tides. It must. What can you tell me about this place? The name comes from a language predating our creator. It means Stone of Wonders. He and the first created our sanctuary jointly, siting it on this plateau because the devices they found here proved uniquely suited to creating a sanctuary and to power the shields that protect us. They brought more of us here. Our elders hid from the Sorrow or retreated here from the cares of the world. They built homes, laboratories, and more. The shields protected them from the Sorrow's gaze. But when the first and the changing god struggled, all that fell apart. The peace of Mila Vest was shattered, and those who remained chose sides. Blood spilled on the Great Disk. Factions fought for control of the wisdom gained here. Such a waste. It was not until after the first's death and my arrival that we were able to resecure peace. And so we once again have a sanctuary for any cast-off, and their occasional guests. Would that we had not closed the doorways, though. Whether the Sorrow is truly more active or not, there are undoubtedly others who would wish to find safety here. I accept the responsibility for the closure. Those who choose to leave have left, and I respect and I wish the rest safety. Can you tell me about the first cast-off? She died a few years after I was born. A pity. I wish I could have spoken with her to understand her drive and passion. She honestly thought she would serve us all, and sometimes I ask myself what she might do in a situation when two of our brothers are fighting. And then I remember that so many of them have died fighting in her war, and my respect vanishes. I would have loved to speak with her, help her find another way, alas. Can you tell me anything more about the first cast-off? She was driven, ambitious, and strong, and she cared deeply for all of us. But her hatred obscured the bonds between us, and she drove us into war. What do you think of the god? Have you seen him? You know where he is? It's quite a list. Have you seen him recently? Never, to my knowledge. Perhaps I have, and he never revealed himself. It would be very like him to gather his intelligence and then be away. We regard every new cast-off with the suspicion that he or she might truly be our creator, and frequently a new cast-off will pretend to be. But we find the truth one way or another, and our sire continues to live in a way that we do not fully understand. You really haven't seen him? Okay. What do you think of him? A brilliant man, thoughtful, charismatic, a mind greater than any in the Ninth World has seen. Where the Aeon priests of today cobbled together bits and pieces of a Numenera, our creator was a visionary. Were it not for the sorrow, I honestly believe that he would lift us into a new age of human achievement. He has also systemically destroyed every relationship he ever built. He does not seem to understand human frailty or emotion. No, let me rephrase that. He understands those things well enough to exploit them in others, but does not accept their reality, if you understand what I mean. More plainly, he's a selfish man who grows ever more disconnected with his inferiors every year. His life is a tragedy. It truly is. What do you know of his history? Much of it he has deliberately obscured, and much he has rewritten, either to make himself seem a better man or to keep his enemies from finding him. But I can provide you with the broad strokes if you wish. He saved the city of Sagus Cliffs from the Tabat, and it was after their siege that he focused so heavily on mental transference techniques, though we do not know why. He was successful at his attempts, obviously, and this is the first record we have of the sorrow in modern times. Okay, so mental transference, then the sorrow appears. Makes sense. He traveled to another world, or dimension, and I've heard that this is where the first was born. His studies in the tides ran deep. He claimed to have spent lifetimes exploring them, and when he had mastered them, he destroyed the Tabat utterly. He brought the Order of Truth to Sagus Cliffs, and sought to keep knowledge alive by creating the Dendra O'Her. His life has been about the creation or preservation of wisdom. But to what end? There seems to be no pattern or goal. He does not seem to build for humanity, but for his own legacy. Should we emulate this? What do you know about the tides? I've studied them. What else can I do when I'm not trying to keep the peace here? The first, and our sire, used Mila Vest as their sanctuary after all. Though their remaining notes are cryptic or piecemeal, I have learned enough to believe that it is our use of the tides that draws the sorrow to us. Each of us has access to a broader tidal power, the tidal surges, as you have no doubt discovered. I have not, really. I mean, I discovered that it can be used by him, but can we use it? Each of us has access to... Wait, so I can change? I guess we can do that. Yeah, no, we knew that. But I choose not to use mine, and I've seen no sign of the sorrow. I recognize that this is not a logical conclusion. The sorrow might yet hunt me for reasons unknown, but I am content in knowing that at least I harm no others with my body. Melmoth knows more, as he is eager to tell us at every opportunity. He has made certain to use every tool at his disposal in an effort to preserve and understand our lives, but I do not believe that he has made an extensive study of the sorrow's motivations. What's the pyramid? Ah, the feretory. That had been here for as long as anyone can remember, though not perhaps when Mila Vest was originally founded. What is known is that the first placed it here. What is not known is why. Rumors abound, of course, but as no one knows how to activate or open it, none can be proven. Where's Mazov? You mean physically? That I do not know. He was captured by the Gibra of Mra Jolios several years ago, a prisoner for their menagerie, but no one knows what became of him afterward. The Mirrorcaster is your best hope of finding him, but I cannot let you access it until I know the true extent of your abilities. So he's physically not here, but we can talk to him in like this memory thing. That's weird. Alright, let's save. Into the brain. This will take but a moment. She places gentle fingers on your forehead, and you feel a swirl of color thrill your innermost core. A kaleidoscope of emotions shake you. A gamut of experiences recognized and echoed, magnified and reflected. When she removes her hand, her eyes are wet with tears. Forgive my doubt, brother. I believe you now. I believe you are capable of changing reality. Why were your eyes wet with
Making a
tears?
note.
But if anything, this makes me more leery of handing you a brother's Mirrorcaster. If you wish to speak to Mazov, you must prove to me that you can be entrusted with the minds of one of our brethren. You cured Matkina, but did you understand Tash? Did you take care of his innermost self as well? Before I could give you this Mirrorcaster, I would have you speak with Melmoth Levion.
I know you're busy, but could we talk?
I literally am busy, Rin. What? It is my contention that we draw the sorrow to us with our abuse of the tides, which is why I do not use our tidal powers. I believe our use of these powers is inherently painful to those around us. For instance, was anyone with you when you awoke to consciousness? Yeah. I'd wager any simmering tensions snapped into sharp focus. If they were lovers, for example, they might have fallen deep into love's spell. But if they were breaking apart, your blast of tidal energy would have riven them, destroyed their relationship. That's what happened, isn't it? They were not arguing for nothing. So me just being in their presence is why I couldn't have both as a companion. Go see Melmoth. Ask him about the tides. When you've done that, we'll speak further. Will you give me the Mirrorcaster after that? Perhaps eventually. I must know that you will take responsibility when you hold Zarian's life, his history. What the fuck is Zarian? Zarian?
You bet.
So this guy, did she say this guy just uses the tides all the time? All right, let's talk to Rin.
What
Yes?
was the dearest talking about? The tides, I mean. Tides are a thing an ocean has, not a person. What did she mean?
Yeah, I don't really understand them myself. I just know they're part of how I stay alive. You said you use them to hurt people. Not if I can help it. Good. That's good. The woman who stole me, Toll, used to do that to me. She said it helped her, that she'd kill a grown-up if she couldn't use me. She hurt me, made me feel sick, sad, and dying. I wanted to die a lot. That's why I ran away. I know it's none of my business, and I probably won't even know if you do it, but promise you won't hurt anyone like that ever. Yeah. Yeah, I won't use it to hurt people. Thank you. Well, I guess we got things to do. I promise I will never die. Melmoth. Dearest told me to come speak to you about the tides. You'll find none better equipped to answer the questions, certainly. The tides are an inextricable part of us, and, wait, she sent you to me? Interesting. Every time I talk about the tides, she argues with me, as if she'd spent a fraction of the time I have in studying them. She probably said that we bring pain through our existence. Let me enlighten you. Everyone brings pain to others. I have experienced so many lives and memories, and one of the common threads in all of them is pain. Do we hurt other people? We do. But how do we differ from any mortal in this regard? Should show me someone without pain, and I will show you a corpse. And then I'll eat it.
Making a note.
Funny joke. We are imperfect. We leak tides, or absorb them, or both. Our powers impinge on the minds of others, upon their nervous system, if you prefer. We draw strength from them. We change them in the process, and not usually for the better. This is regrettable, but unavoidable. Adiris might have said that the sorrow is hunting us because we abuse the tides or some such nonsense. If that's the case, we're doomed by the nature of our existence. If true, why not use the powers we have? Okay, so this is implying, and she kind of alluded to as well, that we are just warping kind of reality and people around us at all times. We literally can't help it. Any person we come into contact, we are permanently changing them. I mean, it's an interesting thought. Dearest thinks that the title search on my birth was responsible for a devastating argument between two humans. It's entirely possible. The tides are a psychic force, and when we're born, our minds snap into our particular shape and force out the residue. An unprotected mind nearby might well absorb some of that energy and react in unpredictable ways. But what of it? Does this change anything in your life? Two mortals had an argument. Oh no, boo-hoo. I mean, when you think about it, everyone affects everyone at all times. Always. Me as a person right now am affecting other people in the world just by existing. This much is true. However, this tides goes beyond that, it feels like, right? That's definitely beyond. You can manipulate others, perhaps against their will. In fact, we've seen the memories of people being manipulated against their will. That's much different. So this guy is saying, yeah, it happens, whatever. But if you could avoid doing that, should you not do that? How do you know so much? 1, I am hundreds of years old. I can devote this kind of time. 2, I am dedicated to knowledge. 3, I'll do anything in its pursuit. 4, I learned to draw memories from dead people. 5, I sought the dead who could teach me the tides. Follow that train of thought. You'll find me at the end. That's how I know. And why do I do this, do you think? Let me tell you, since you clearly wanted to ask. It's because the changing man thought the tides were important. He uses the tides to shape us. Do you want to know more about how you were created? I did, and so I researched the tides. The reason for this is that I'm not an idiot, unlike so many of our siblings. You're weak. You know about the tides, but you don't use them. At least you don't use them well. And you should. Don't listen to Adiris. Make use of the tools available to you. Be like me. I'll teach you. You'll teach me to use them how?
Making a note.
Focus. I'll teach you to direct that power. Shape it. Draw from it. He belches, and a thin green film coats his chin before he wipes it away. Danger of eating brains. Sometimes you get an infected one. No worries. I'll clear it up in a few days. Cast off Constitution now. You've seen a Mirrorcaster, yes. The process is similar, but you focus upon yourself. Skill level and title affinities have increased by 1. Do not empty your mind. A subtle difference. Clear it. Feel the ebb and swirl of the tidal energy. Look at your hand. As he speaks, your vision blurs, replaced by a kaleidoscope tapestry of writhing, twisting colors just above your skin. A roadmap of vibrant vascular life. Now, imagine that energy flowing into your hand. You do, and the colors coalesce in your palm. See? You see? The tides respond to you. They are a part of you, and you can make that force work for you. If you push them outward slowly, you can coil them around someone's mind and then bend them to your will. You can focus them like a bolt, or you can explode. But you must practice. The knowledge is inherent in you. It's a part of your body. Now you've seen it, the question is, will you use it? The lesson is over. Okay, who wants me to touch his eyes? Why do you think the sorrow pursues us? I don't waste my time worrying about it. Like worrying about the death of the cosmos. It'll come sooner or later. You want supposition? Here's a list. Because of our mad creator. Vengeance. Sheer bloody-mindedness. Maybe it loves the tides, or loathes them. Could be it hates what we're doing with the tides. But if you talk to Adiris, say, you'll find she never uses hers. I use mine all the time. If the sorrow would destroy us both. I worry more about the deaths of others, and how I might gain some of their knowledge. Not about the first's dead vendetta, nor our creator's desire to kill us. Nor certainly not an unstoppable monster from the past. What do you mean when you say the tides were an inextricable part of us? Inextricable. Do you think that you could come back from the dead because you were born lucky? Our bodies require tidal energy. Cut us off from that energy and we dissolve. It's the way we're structured, the way our sire created us. He invented a mental matrix and imposed it on the bodies he grew. I surmise that this matrix is what allows his consciousness to transfer, what allows the tidal energy to permeate our forms. Without it, sploosh. But we have the advantage of being able to draw on this power for our own uses. He constructed each of us along different lines, and because of that, the patterns that hold us are different. Is it any wonder that we should be able to channel this into tidal surges? Where do they come from? Midichlorian? They're a psychic energy field. They pervade the greater Sagus Protectorate, but the pockets of tidal activity are localized in the Ninth World. That suggests that though they're a natural force, they're also artificially induced. Civilizations have risen around their use, and civilizations have fallen. Odd thing, I've sought to decipher the accounts of those times, but the creatures that made them are strange. The sorrow shows up in images and sounds and spectra I can barely understand. That's why I sought a better method. You get the occasional disease, a strong mind that doesn't want to share its memories with you, but everyone wants to be remembered. Talk to the voices long enough, they realize you're their only true heir. Tell me anything more about the history? Maybe if you eat my corpse when I'm dead. Okay. Okay, so we unlocked a thing. It's not in a build. It's this. Unlocks more difficult tidal surge options. Alright, let's talk to He wants me to touch his eyes. Hey, buddy. Are you enjoying Walmart Planescape Torment? That's an interesting way of putting it, yes. I mean, the combat's garbage, but wasn't expecting this game to be all about combat. It's an interesting story with interesting characters, but there are a lot of flaws. Some of the writing is awful, while some of it's actually pretty decent. Like, I'm enjoying the overall theme of it so far, and we're like almost 30 hours in at this point, so we gotta be nearing the end. It's not bad, we'll say that. So far, I am enjoying it to the point that I would say, yeah, it's not a bad game. Okay, I want to examine you. Is that how I touch your eyeballs?
Updated my journal.
Tidal affinity. You gather the strands of the tides in both hands and lay your palms on waiting eyes. This time, there is no nausea, no disorientation. Shedding human senses and gaining new ones, you fall into the memories of the creature, past the centuries spent in the changing god's shifting prisons, into a far more distant past. Hello, kitty. How are you? So you're very cute. You see the narrow confines of the energy cage holding you. You hear the shrieking of the others, a word that causes you pain, because before this endless cycle of torment, there was no word for others. You feel the cackle of the cage, the burning as they draw power from you, from the endless wellspring within you, a violation on every level. When you gained sentience so long ago, you never dreamed that it would be used for this. You never learned the names of your captors. You only knew that the changing god killed them, that he freed you because you were the nearest. Not out of kindness, but because of the secrets you held. A tangled force, that he would discover when he experimented on you. The things he would call, you concentrate trying to think of the word, the tides. You return to the present, shedding senses, regaining your own. It watches you, its eyes folding back into place like interlacing fingers. Did you enjoy Pillars of Eternity? Yes, I did enjoy Pillars of Eternity. I mean, it's been a while since I played that game, but I do remember enjoying it, yes. Hi. The first and the second. I liked the first better. But the second... I liked the story of the first better. The second story wasn't nearly as good, but the second did a lot of quality of life stuff that made the game better. Hello, kitty. I've not yet played Avowed, though I've heard, like, it's set in the same universe. It is not a CRPG, but I would be interested in playing it strictly to see what kind of lore there is to that game. I really wish there would just be a third Pillars of Eternity. Anyways. You taught the changing god about the tides? Does not speak. Were your other captors using the tides as well? There's an element of pain to the rumbling. A number of shivering tendrils emerge from its bodies. For once, it doesn't draw on the ground. It sketches unfamiliar shapes in the air. Unfamiliar shapes that your sires and memories faintly recognize. This is a language of liquid and currents, a language that is heard and seen, a language far older than the Ninth World, and never intended to be understood by human eyes. Flinches as if surprised, or as if it forgot who it was talking to. The 5 colors of the tides bloom beneath your splayed fingers. It wants to learn more, but you frown, not from a cast-off. You aren't sure where this thought came from. Apparently 2 didn't make enough, so that's why we haven't seen 3 in a while. I mean, I don't think the genre of these types of games has enough of an audience. So it's sad to say, like, sales weren't the way they are. It does seem like to get these types of games made, developers are more and more going towards the route of crowdsourcing, right, through, like, just like this game, right? This game was a crowd-funded game, which is a shame because I really enjoy dialogue-heavy games, rich stories, like the Pillars series as well. So yeah, it's a shame that it didn't sell well enough because I would love to play another one. Why do I need to learn about the times from someone who isn't a cast-off? Oom's eyes flicker between you and the empty air, then tentatively draws a large circle on the ground. Yeah, he's not going to be able to tell us anything. I don't know why we're asking him stupid questions. If you taught the changing god about the tides, then I only exist because of you. Thank you. Oom's eyes contract. Deep in your mind, you feel a note of tangible, wordless shock and pleasure. Yeah, who do I learn from? Oom considers this carefully. Then, without warning, an image as brief as it is clear flashes through your mind. A toothy hole in a man's body. A rift in reality itself, torn by your actions. An indistinct figure beyond that hole. You blink. If you understand the image right, you should seek out someone from beyond this dimension. You look to Oom for confirmation, but the creature looks somewhat surprised by the vision given you. You have to find someone from beyond this dimension to teach us. Can you teach me the language you're using? No. Alright, we'll give him some pats. Why are you showing me your past? We already asked that one. Shinken would exist if not for you. Does this bother you? Interesting. So that seems to imply that you taught... You were the reason for all of the universe's problems, Oom. Okay. Well, we learned how to manipulate people. Great. We kind of said that we weren't going to do that, though. And apparently we have. I don't understand. I don't remember, like, in what context that is. He said that the tides are within all of us and that we should use our powers as necessary. I imagine he called me a fool and worse. He's done more research into the tides than anyone else here. Tell me, did he say anything else? He said we all use the tides all the time. If we do, it's purely unconscious, for I have never used them intentionally. At any rate, I sent you to speak with Melmoth. Do you believe that he has conducted his studies with anything but his own power in mind? He definitely doesn't care about others. He does seem self-absorbed and lack empathy. It is true, he does. He cares deeply about the preservation of knowledge, but that causes him to lack empathy. We'll say that. So he says, and he has certainly gone to great lengths to do so. I don't believe him in his positions, nor his conclusions, for he may well have inflated the results to justify his actions. But he refuses my mind's touch, and he rebuffs my attempts to inquire more deeply. My own personal views are, of course, irrelevant to the deeper truth that he has his own motives, and they may be purer than mine.
Making a note.
So I have another task for you. Andronus and Raima are arguing. The recent negotiations between the Chalcedon and Paj broke down, and these two have taken it hard. They are like to come to blows if they cannot be reconciled. If one strikes the other, the laws of Mila Vest are clear. The attacker will be evicted. I don't know if the Sorrow is truly more active, but they came here choosing safety, and it is my wish that they have it. Please speak with them. Adiris, of all of us here, you're the only one who doesn't seem to want anything, who isn't openly manipulating the others for her own benefit. So what's the plan? You say we're free to choose and to own our choices. So what choices are you making? What do you really want? Yeah, no, I actually do want to hear what your answer is. She smiles sadly. What I want is an end to our stupid internecine warfare. I want us to work together. The squabbles between our sire and those who support the legacy of the first mean nothing in the face of the Sorrow. But get any two of us together and the larger threat vanishes while our death creeps closer still. Mila Vest is a garden, a cage. The Sorrow can't come, but we can't leave. Have you seen animals locked in a menagerie? They are restless, caged, yearning to be free. But if they leave the cell, they are hunted by their would-be keepers. So it is with us here. But instead of uniting to solve our problem, we lash out at each other. I would see us set aside those differences. You are my older sister, and so I am cautious in saying this to you, but you have a certain reputation. Even among the rest of us, you are known to be hard, unforgiving. You carry grudges through centuries, even beyond death. Metkina, please, you need to let go. Nearly all the authors of my tragedies have been our kind. Our sire and his abandonment in my moment of peril. The first and her order were to slaughter my village. Paj, who bloodied her blade herself. Tash, who claimed to be a friend and turned on me. Melmoth, who offered me aid and betrayed me to the authorities. Oh, I didn't need to know that. I didn't know that one. Need I go on? You always act with full knowledge, sister? Are your choices made rationally, with forethought, or do you react without thinking? Think on this, and think on what example you set. She's right. It's time to start letting go of old hurts. Adiris smiles radiantly. You've been given a wise companion, Metkina. I'm not asking you to change now, only to consider change. As for you, youngest child, go and speak to Raima and Andronus. I'm confident your wisdom can help them as well. Metkina's opinion of you has improved. Okay, I'll talk to them. So basically, this is going to be a test. We need them to stop arguing with each other, but I am to not use the tides to do so to get the approval of Adiris. And I am more akin to Adir's worldview here of why can't we just get along? All right, you two. Adir's asked me to mediate your dispute. They react like, well, exactly like sullen children. Andronis folds his arms and turns away from you. Raima flushes and stares at her feet. All right, tell us what you need to know. All right, what are you arguing about? The two watch each other warily for a moment, as if speaking first will somehow forfeit the argument. We mostly disagree on the amount of respect due our sire. All right, tell me what's troubling you, Andronis, first. I just don't understand her. The changing god abandoned us at birth, then fed us lie after lie when he chose to speak with us at all. She claims he has a master plan. I see a man who serves himself first and always. He doesn't care if we die. Even I care more if Raima dies than our sire does. Did you know that he sparked the whole war from my body? I did not know that. He got the first angry at me, then ditched the shell, leaving me to deal with the consequences. Good thing the first knows the difference between the face and the mind. But Raima, look, I know how she feels. The sorrow is hunting all of us. It's nice to think that the changing god has a plan to protect us. It's just not true. I know. Damn it. There are tears in his eyes. None of us want to kill each other. You see that, right? But if I have to choose between someone brave enough to stand against our father and her, I drop her and mourn later. That's brutal. Alright, Raima. It's simple, brother. The endless battle is a test, and Andronis' side has been failing it for centuries. Our creator managed to annoy the first enough that she stormed off in a huff. He even did it in Andronis' body. You'd think that this big oaf, of all people, would understand what our sire was thinking. The fact of the matter is, our father created this sanctuary for us to protect us from the sorrow. But hiding isn't a strategy. Even we'll have to eventually take the battle to it. And when that time comes, our father wants an army who will follow his orders without question. He allowed the first to spread her doubts, and the traitors among us have flocked to her side. Yeah, I already completely don't like, again, everything about these crazy people who think that this god of theirs is somehow benevolent. They cannot see that they are being used as tools. It's all part of the grand design. A soft wave of nausea uncoils through you. You have to admire our father's logic. We deal with the weakest among us before we face the enemy that wants us all dead. That's not logic. That's not, no. And that's it. Simple, like I said. Andronis simply can't accept that his grand rebellion is all part of our father's plan. Can't accept that we owe our existence and ongoing survival to him. If you hate his sanctuary much, why not leave? What sort of solution would satisfy both of you? Neither of them speak for a moment. Their faces are identical sculptures of surprise. I don't know. Nothing you could say would make us take each other's sides. And with apologies to Adiris, I don't want to get along with Raima. I've hated her for too long. No offense. Honestly, it doesn't offend me. And we need a decision. You can't please both of us. Our points of view are never going to line up. Save. Oh. Your argument is based on the endless battle, isn't it? Is that why the battle's still going on?
Making a note.
Yes. Whenever our father has the chance, he spends our lives like a loose handful of shins. We keep fighting to stop him, to tear him down.
Making a note.
You idiot. Our father never makes a move without knowing he's going to win. We're stronger than you, and we have right on our side. You're going to lose this war down to the last soldier. Then you'll see him, right? Andronis and Raima go still and stoic, showing no sign of the emotion they display. In this moment, they look very much alike, like family. Both of you have to leave. We're family? I mean, it really doesn't feel like family, does it? Family in so much as a sense of you don't have a choice in who your family is. They didn't have a choice on this. You have shared experiences and pasts, but that's about it. That's as far as that goes. All right, I'm willing to scum save this family. Yes, Andronis, we are family, and some of us have betrayed the sacred bond. You must feel awful.
Making a note.
Okay, I don't think we want that one. I would like them to, you know, not want to murder each other. I need to grab some water real quick. My water's... Now, it's possible that there's no way to resolve this without them getting upset and running away. And that's probably fine. Either one, I mean, it's not true. One of them is clearly more right than the other. You really want to break the truce to kill each other over a point of view?
Updated my journal.
You're right. We're safe here, but the Sorrel is circling. If the rumors are true, I don't want to do its work. All right. Just, let's talk about something else. Can we do that? Oh, there you go. All right, that was the neutral option.
All right, Rin, you can do this.
I have no strong opinion one way or the other. I managed to persuade them to their senses. They've agreed to a temporary peace. Well done. Well done indeed. To be free to choose is a part of life in Mila Vest. We must own our choices, just as we own our responsibilities for the outcomes of those choices.
Making a note.
Before I can allow you to alter the course of a brother's life, I would hear your opinion on something which touches the lives of all our kind. You've no doubt heard of the endless battle, but what do you know about it? Why do they fight, and who is right? If perchance you have heard only a little about the conflict, you may wish to speak to your brethren before answering.
Making a note.
What's the point? The endless battle used to mean something. It used to be people with principles, but they lost sight of their true goals, and it became a self-perpetuating war machine. I don't think the First could stop it now, even if she were alive. It's worthless and stupid. See, I kind of actually agree with that as well. A not uncommon opinion, at least among those of us who abstain from fighting. What about you? Have an opinion as strong, or do you wish to gather more information? Yeah, I've got questions. I got an opinion. There is no point, it's a waste. Only purpose to serve to lives of those it touches. Unless that makes us stronger, no. It may have mattered once, but it has devolved into a self-perpetuating quagmire. Yet the war has raged for hundreds of years. Surely those who fight believe in something besides might and coin. I don't believe they do, not anymore. There is merit in standing by one's opinion. only be certain that in doing so, you do not shut your ears to the opinions of others. So, why do you think I have asked you this? No, let us start from the first task. Why would I tell you to talk to Memoth when he ridicules my beliefs? You wanted me to expose me to other viewpoints. Precisely. When we have incomplete information and are exposed to alternate opposite viewpoints, how do we judge which is true? We must reach a conclusion at some point, but unless those conclusions are backed with incontrovertible evidence, you must never imagine that you have the sole grasp on the truth. And what do you imagine I intended when I asked you to intervene with Ryman and Dronus? To resolve a dispute with regard for both parties' feelings and motivations. That is exactly so. My intention for you in this task was to have you change the lives of your siblings for the better, while they still control their own bodies. To offer them alternatives and see if you can provide them a route through their troubles that maintains their core goals. Then we come to the question of the endless battle. What purpose did that discussion serve? Challenging my beliefs with alternate viewpoints. Correct, and astutely judged. The goal in all of this was to make you question your assumptions, to see things through others' eyes. It may be that nothing of import happens in Zarian's Mirror. You might enter, speak with Mazov, and leave without altering him a bit. But even if so, there will be other mirrors. What if the next one is Melmoth's, or Raima's, or even mine? Whose assumptions will you take with you into that life? Whose goals will you accomplish, and at what cost? I still don't understand these whole mirrors. I don't get it. You have the power to change the course of a life, and many lives, without their permission or even their knowledge. You will have to weigh their desires against your own, deciding whether the needs of your life are more important than theirs. You will have to know, with the utmost certainty and integrity, what does one life matter? I like the emphasis on no. Wasn't that, I can't think of his name, from Planescape Torment, the Githzerai. Holy, these are a lot of options. What does one life matter? Okay, we're leaning on number 2 so far. Like, each life is important, but also is not. Which is a strange line, you'd think, but I think it's way more nuanced than that. Every person carries a world potential. Each life should benefit others. An admirable belief, and one I share.
I'll remember that.
From within her robes, she produces a small, clean box. A stylized version of the Changing God's sigil is emblazoned across the top of it. This is the Mirrorcaster of a cast-off named Zarian. One brother looked into it once and reported seeing Zarian in the fields of Ossifegan, and later speaking with Mazov. I highly recommend you take care of any unfinished business before you enter the mirror. You can change the past after all. Anything might happen. Let me know when you are ready. I'll return when I'm ready. Unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business here? Oh, we need to sell all this crap. That's something we need to do. I also don't know if I want to do, if this is like another point of no return. If I'm going to have time for this tonight. I could also rest. Buy all of this crap that I have. Perfect. We should just buy these ciphers just to have them. All damage to energy. That's insane. Insanely strong, is it not? So I want this cloak. I think I do. I think I want this cloak. Sell the old one. Should we just buy all these other consumables? I don't think we care about the persuasion skill. Okay.
Go.
Okay. Let's just go. We've got time, right? Oh, what do you think of the endless battle?
Making a note.
The truth is a waste of life, a waste of talent, a waste of Numenera that could be used to make the world better. They say conflict is the driver of progress, but the world has achieved all the technological progress it requires. The progress we need is in learning, in the humanities, in learning to communicate well and truly with one another. But both sides claim to be doing it to protect us. And can I truly argue with them? No. Let's go. You've proven to me that I can trust you. Only remember what you've learned in these tasks. Be gentle with Zarian. You are violating his mind. Be true to his path. Find what you need and return without causing him harm. You have a duty to preserve his life as he intended it, if at all possible. I don't know if I can, like, that. I think that's where we used the tides last time, is we were supposed to be a betrayer. We were supposed to be someone that erased Matt Keena's mind. And that's what altered reality. But the weird part is, like, we were given the option that it wasn't the lie, like that he truly couldn't erase her mind. Which I guess was still manipulation. Maybe we couldn't stop ourselves from doing it. I don't know. When you first open your eyes, there's only a ruddy glow and frightening shapes and shadows around you. The air is hot and stifling. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're outside, but the sky is darkened by clouds of pitch. The ruddy glow comes from lava flows as they trundle down distant mountains into the volcanic fields all around you. Sharp towers pierce the sky, tapered like the bones of a ribcage. Indeed, they look like bones in every way, as does the ground beneath you. You appear to be standing on the spine of an enormous beast. The bottom of its jaw can be seen far in the distance, half buried beneath a layer of cooled lava. Most of the bone towers look identical, but one shines from the inside with an odd blue light. The top of the glowing tower has been snapped off, and what looks like a transport hovers next to its peak. It's your transport. You were sent here to find something. Twisted bridges connect the spine to the volcanic fields around you. In one direction lie enormous foundations of obsidian, arches, spires, a wall. In the other direction, a narrow pass is carved into the mountain face. The field leading to the canyon is illuminated by hundreds of glowing lights. You know this body wasn't sent to find Mazov, but Adiris said he'd appear. Perhaps following through events will lead to him. I wish they would do a better job at scale. Like, these are actually enormous, right? Because these windows would be a human. They should have put, like, a pack animal or something down here. These are actually just skyscrapers are enormous. Explore the towers around the spine. I don't want to spend too many points here. You search through tower after tower. Some of the chambers you come to are filled with piles of dead relics and broken ciphers, but nothing of value. Finally, you come across something promising. You find a staff made of some prior world metal. It's cool to the touch, unusual given the extreme temperature of the air itself, and burn marks blacken one end. Very likely this was used as a weapon. It may work again, but probably only once. You take the staff with you. Try to remember who you are and how you can find Maznoff. You are on the body of Zarian Daywalker, a Jack who can speak with the dead. Indeed, now that you remember that, you can feel the dead all around you. You can hear them. It takes little effort to know the stories of those who died here. You may even be able to imbue some of your life forces into their corpses. Zarian is wearing a black, form-fitting suit that keeps off the worst of the heat. He carries a whip and various necromantic ornaments. Zarian was on a task to find someone called Chimera, who was sent here to find some kind of sphere. Perhaps Zarian's mission will aid you on your own. Use your connection to the dead to learn more about the area of the spine. You are in a place called the Fields of Ossifagan, and many have lived and died here, though it seems a terrible place to live. Scavengers from Sega's cliffs have been through here in recent centuries, seeking treasures of the past. Before that, it was mutants fleeing revolution after bloody revolution in a place called Haref. Before that, refugees from a village called Shuana. Before that, the Ossifagans themselves. You see a glimmer of a powerful artifact. Hundreds of years ago, there was a battle here. Many died. 2 people, a middle-aged woman and a teenage girl, fought over a copper sphere at the top of the glowing bone tower. Perhaps that copper sphere is what you were sent here to find. Go to the transport. You are at the top of the broken bone tower. Jagged bone walls act as a kind of parapet. From here, you can see the fields of Ossifagan even better, the spine below you, the obsidian formations in one direction, and the glowing fields in front of the mountain pass in the other. Floating just next to the tower is a hovering pod made of azure steel. A ramp leads from the parapet into the transport. Let's learn more. Little has happened here, but for one event that immediately becomes apparent. You see a middle-aged woman. You know her name is Amma, facing off against a young girl named Thea. Amma is hovering in the air like the transport does now. She holds a copper sphere that glows with a golden light. Angry words are exchanged, and suddenly Thea leaps off the tower, and tackles Amma. The 2 of them soar through the air toward the obsidian formations in the distance. I think we just get in the transport, right? As you approach the ship, a tingling crawls up your spine. You have a profound sense of a task unfinished. Okay. Yeah, we don't board the ship. We go to... Where were we going, though? The formations or the mountain pass? The formations. It was an orb. Crossing the volcanic plains, you arrive at the obsidian formations. Massive structures of cooled, shining rock leap from the ground, curling into impossible shapes. An enormous black wall rings most of the formations, rising 100 meters out of the ground in places. The obsidian formations are dark, quiet, and desolate. A hot wind blows from magma flows farther off, but here nothing flows and nothing lives. In the distance, you can see the spine and bone towers, and in the other direction, the plains stop at a sheer cliff face with a mountain pass carved into it. Learn more. The obsidian formations did not form naturally. Creatures made of pure light, called fire whites, formed these structures out of hot, flowing magma, then supercooled them into the shapes they are in now. The whites were trying to get at something, or someone. You see a pair of figures atop a small flying platform. One of them holds a copper sphere that glows with a golden light. The whites tried to trap them here with their wall, but they escaped and flew toward the mountain pass. Another event occurred here. The fire whites have killed many people over hundreds, even thousands of years. These deaths culminated in the creation of something called a Gemorn, a creature of pure rage. The Gamorn has since wandered these volcanic fields with an insatiable lust for revenge, mostly against the whites that created it. Explore? You search for anything remotely interesting, but the place is barren. As you're about to leave, an orange glow reflects off the rocks ahead. An enormous paw steps in your path, and the rest of the creature emerges. It's the Gamorn, a pillar of light with claws. 100 faces twist in its body, emerging, howling, then melting back into a curling fire. The creature is easily 3 meters wide and at least twice as tall. Attack the Gamorn with a staff. You aim this charred end of the staff at the center of the Gamorn and press the button on the side. Thunder claps in the air and a scalding beam of light strikes one of the Gamorn's faces. The Gamorn howls in pain. Its rage wasn't directed at you before, but it is now. It charges at you. You try to fire... Okay, that's funny. Run to the mountain pass. The Gamorn lets out a piercing cry. It stays right on your tail the entire way, forcing you to sprint, gasping for breath in the hot air. You can feel the Gamorn's rage like a hand pressing against your back. It presses harder, squeezing your mind. The Gamorn's howl makes the ground tremble. Suddenly, the pressure releases and the air turns burning cold. You risk a glance behind you and realize you are in the center of the plains leading to the mountain pass, surrounded by fire whites. The Gamorn grabs whites one at a time, tearing them... Oh, so if I hadn't angered it and had it chase me, we would have died to these fire whites? That's hilarious. Okay. Let's learn more about this location. You see a group of people in tattered clothing march through the pass and out of these fields. They are terrified, having lost many of their number to the whites. You see two figures riding a small flying platform, almost like a shield. Suddenly, the platform teeters and the figures fall. You can see the spot where the shield fell, and though the bodies are no longer there, you can feel their presence strongly. And there, a short distance away, you can see where one of the figures dropped what looks like a copper sphere. Speak to the dead who died here. Though there are no bodies on the surface, you can feel the dead beneath the rock, preserved by magma that has flowed over the spot over centuries. One is a middle-aged woman named Amma, the other is a girl, but she's strangely silent. Even with your strange powers, there's nothing there to speak with. Peace. Is it better? Better, yes. Better, oblivion. Who are you? Amma? No, not Amma. Shelled, cast away, eaten and alive and eaten again. Food for whites. What happened? Buried to death. Before that, lived. Before that, died. Before that, lived and died and lived, and so many cycles, so many deaths. Before that, someone else awoke and remembered a fight, a girl. Urliminian. Though you cannot see Amma, her presence moves through you, turns your head. You see in the fields in the distance what she's talking about. The Urliminian, a sphere of burnished metal lying in the rock, and you know this is what you were sent here to find. Why can't I speak with the girl? Gone but not gone. She woke something. Got it. Explore the fields carefully. Okay, get the shield. A few minutes of tugging, you realize it's impossible. Okay? Use your connection to the dead and animate a corpse and have the corpse get the spheres for you. Yeah, that seems like something that you would do. Reaching into the earth, you find the body called Amma and summon her forth. With uncanny strength, she crawls out from the cooled rock. Though her skin is charred and rotting, a cast-off tattoo is clearly visible on her head. You command her to collect the sphere. The whites are preoccupied with the Gamorn, and so Amma's body reaches the sphere easily and returns it to you. Then the corpse collapses. Go to the obsidian formations? Alright, return to the spire. We climb the tower, right? Enter the transport. You step aboard. The transport does not appear to have been made with adult humans in mind. There's only room enough for you to lay down, and even then, you have to roll on your side and bend in your legs slightly. As soon as you have done so, the ramp recedes and the doorway disappears. Your stomach lurches as the transport takes to the sky. At first, you try to peer out of the tiny portholes, but all you see is pitch black. Presumably, the volcano's black clouds. Eventually, they're replaced by the black of a starry sky. You try to see the land below, but it's impossible in the cramped space. Hours pass. Finally, the transport slows. Its humming ceases, and the door reappears. That's a picture. You step out of the transport, stretching painfully. You are in a strange cavern. Artifacts are strewn everywhere, in various stages of repair or experimentation. One wall is covered by a network of displays, showing people and scenes that mean nothing to you. In the center of the room is an enormous cage made from steel tendrils that twist together at the top. The cage glows for a moment, and a figure walks out. He wears a thick cloak, but his face is most strange. It shifts and blurs, changing its features constantly. You get the impression you are seeing a person, but you can't define what that person looks like. His name comes to your mind immediately, the Chimera. Took you long enough. The Chimera's voice is metallic and artificial, shifting as often as the features of his face. His expressions slide and change, but all of them are frowning as he reaches forward and takes the sphere from you. With your unique gifts, I thought finding a dead relic would come easier. The Chimera sets the Erlimnion on a nearby table with a clunk. He immediately picks up a variety of scanning tools, one after the other, probing it with its secrets. He seems to have forgotten about you. You look around the cavern, but there are no entrances or exits. Nowhere this Mazov could be except for the cage. Examine the cage to figure out how it works. You take 2 steps towards the cage, but the moment you reach your hand toward it, the Chimera stops you with a bark. What do you think you're doing? Your mission is complete. I have no purpose for you out there. Where's Mazov? I need to speak with him. 100% chance. Critical success. Mazov. The Chimera's altering voice slips from baritone to falsetto in a rapid series of notes. A dozen different eyes narrow with suspicion. I'm not sure that Tinker could tell you anything useful, but I can think of no reason to deny you. The Chimera turns and slides a hand along one of the metal tendrils. Although no discernible interface appears, he presses his finger against the metal twice, and the cage begins to glow. The Chimera turns his attention back to the sphere, indicating you should enter the cage with a dismissive wave. 2 of the metal tendrils become a kind of doorway. On the other side, Mazov squats on some sandy alien shore. Stars twinkle in the sky behind him, but they are no stars you recognize. He picks up his head as though he heard something, then he turns around to face you. One of his eye sockets is artificial, alternately projecting a human eye, a snake's eye, and something even more alien in the time he looks you over. He looks like a shipwreck survivor, bare-chested, ragged pants, ragged beard. If so, he's better fed than you'd expect. Zarian? The hells do you want? This would be changing. Where are you? I'm on a goddamn beach having the time of my life. Where does it look like I am? The hells do you want? You're not in the Chimera's hideout. Where is that place? Oh. The residence chamber has been smashed. I need to know how to fix it. He puts a hand to his chin, all anger and suspicion gone in the face of a puzzle. Well, it ain't that hard if you know the basics. The chamber's crystal, yeah? So it's grown, not built. We need that one. So as long as the chamber's core is intact, you should know how to grow it itself. It should know how to grow itself. You just need a catalyst to... Why do you want to know this? The resonant chamber's only good for... Who sent you? Why are you after this? I'm trying to stop the sorrow from hunting us. He barks a short, bitter laugh. I don't doubt it would stop the sorrow, and a great many other things. I don't know how, but the changing god's trying to use you. If that chamber is fixed, nobody benefits but him. You can't trust a damn word that bastard says. What does it do? The resonant chamber's only good for one thing, and that's snuffing us out. The changing god plans to use it to merge all of us, every cast-off that still lives, back into his body. That's his plan for stopping the sorrow. Look, I don't know who you are or what your part in this is, but you cannot let him activate the chamber. You need... He glances over your shoulder at something in the cavern, but when you turn, you see nothing there. The first is alive, and she's got her own plan for the chamber, one that won't kill us all. Our sire has a new cast-off body that he plans to use as a catalyst for the chamber, but the first has a better plan, something that won't snuff out every last one of us. Look for her in the bloom. Just make sure you don't... No, what? Before you can finish, you feel a wrenching twist in the center of your body, like your heart is being wrung dry. Your vision tunnels black, and you feel as though your body were being sucked through a steel pipe. You are being pulled out of the mirror, but it's far more painful than it ever was before. Then Mazov the cave, and everything else disappears.
I'm ready to learn something new.
Uh-oh. You plant your body on the icy floor and push, staggering up to your feet. Every inch of your body aches, as though you've been crushed in a massive hand. The specter stands before you, impassive. It may be your imagination, but he seems more solid than before. Again, I had the feeling that the specter is literally just the changing god implanted in our brain. We should not trust whatever the specter has to say. Okay, but also interesting things we learned before we get into the rest of this. The changing god goes into this chamber, kills all the cast-offs, absorbs them all into himself, and he thinks that'll stop the sorrow. And the first is still alive, question mark, and wants to use the chamber for another purpose, which I'm going to assume does the opposite, like it kills the changing god and frees the cast-offs or something. A phantom tendril, Oom's tendril, coils around your forehead, cool and soothing. You find yourself staring at your hand, your solid, real hand. Across from you, the specter is still transparent. The tendril tightens once, as if in confirmation or warning. Then the sensation is gone. You are alone here with the specter once more. He's waiting for you to speak, frowning now. Let's collect our thoughts. You concentrate, struggling to gather your thoughts, but they whirl through your head like hot sand. The specter sighs, seeming less solid now than he was a moment ago. We need to talk, he says. You barely hear him through the pain. But this is your mind, honed in your duel against malaise. Sharpened to a glittering edge, you inhale, clear the pain from your limbs, and gather your thoughts to you. Focusing, you open your eyes. The specter, now slightly transparent, is speaking again. I have something I've been meaning to tell you. You see, I haven't been completely honest with you. I'm not part of you. You're a part of me. I created you. I'm the changing god. Well, that confirms that theory. You shouldn't have lied to me? No, I've been wondering where you were. Here, he says. Here all along. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. It means this body of yours is actually mine. I lived in it for years, and now that we know the first is still alive, I need it back. So I'm confused, because normally the changing god jumps from body to body. Is this saying that he didn't ever actually leave our body, but has been inside of us the whole time? Or is he always leaving fragments of himself into pieces of his bodies? And right now he wants to take this body back. No. We'll be defiant. Well, we'll ask, what would happen to me? A good question. Once you give me my body back, your thoughts would be pushed to the back of my mind. It would Be frightening for a moment, disorienting maybe, but not painful. And then our thoughts would merge. You'd become a part of me again. And that's it. Now, give me my body back. No. I knew you'd say that, but let's get this straight. I lived in this body. I made it for a purpose. And now you say your wisp of a life outweighs my centuries of experience? Or maybe you think my first cast-off has a better way, Some magical solution to live out your false existence without price? I promise you, she has no such thing. She has always only killed to get what she wants. Her self-interest is just as strong as yours and mine. The only difference between the three of us is that I am real. You wouldn't exist if it weren't for me. You don't exist apart from me. Everything you are is a byproduct of my skills, my intellect, my experiences. And now that I have a chance to stop the sorrow, to save us all, you refuse me? Who in the hells are you? The new owner of this body. It was never yours to take. No, let me tell you what you are. You are an accident of fate, a parasite in the mind I built. You are a child. I don't want to destroy you, but I will if I must. Give me control. Nope. Then I'll take it, the Spectre says, and it spreads his arms. Tidal energy pours from the air around you, floating into the Spectre. The ground itself slips around your feet, holding you in place. You feel your grip on your body, your mind slipping by finger lengths. You are diminishing. He is winning. You search your mind, your hard-earned memories, for something that will loosen his hold on you. Unleash the words of Kra. Drawing breath, you shout the sharp, barbed words that once destroyed the people of ancient Kra. They tear themselves from you and lunge at the Spectre, closing over his mind like a mouth full of yellow, jagged teeth. He staggers, hissing, then plunges his hands into his head. One by one, the Spectre pulls the words out and crushes them in his now fading fists. His outline blurs, becomes hazier. Call upon the ghostly woman from the recesses of your mind. The moment your mind touches on her, she's there, facing the Spectre, sorrow and anger radiating from her eyes, her heart. Scowling, the Spectre flicks his hand to the side in a dismissive gesture, and she fades once more, taking some of his radiance with her. He's nearly transparent now, nearly gone. Machines have driven women in Sega's mad. What makes you think you deserve to return? You don't need to fight. Pull your feet free. Can we just do it? Force of will? No. Try again. I need one more thing. What makes you think you deserve to return? Let's go for the logic route. The Spectre winces, as if you have struck him, and mutters something under his breath. With a shuddering gasp, he stumbles backwards, fading in and out of visibility. The pressure on your mind dwindles and ends. Fine, he says, eyeing you with a cool contempt. If you're so intent on stopping the sorrow on your own, have at it. Let's see how you handle what's in store without my help, my guidance. Then he fades completely, but speaks again. His voice is coming from all around you, from every corner of your mind. He's not gone, only hidden himself in your mind. I wasted my time trying to reason with you. That won't happen again. So he's still here, but we stopped him from taking control for the moment. As the portal closes behind you, something feels off. It only takes you a second to realize the Spectre is gone. It is quieter now in the calm of your mind, but he's not truly gone, is he? You can still feel him out there, watching, waiting perhaps for a moment of weakness in which to strike. Yeah, he's not gone. Okay. Y'all are still here. You think these people have anything different to say? I'm gonna guess no. Maybe Inafir does. Why would we ever break our connection? Why would we do that? I'm not gonna have anything to say.
Fine.
Very interesting stuff going on in our brain. Oh, we in a different place entirely now? Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened here? The sorrow happened here. Oh gosh, there's lots of them. Your eyes snap open, and at first you fear you've fallen deeper into the labyrinth, another fathom. Flames rake the ground around you, the bedrock buckling under the heat. The image of Adiris resolves as your vision adjusts to the searing light. Her composure is beginning to crack. You can see the fear in her eyes, held in check only by her iron will. You're awake, quickly now. While you were inside the mirror, gods, the shields have fallen. The sorrow is breaking into the sanctuary. It's destroying our home. The others are trying to hold it back, but tell me first, did you find what you're looking for? Worse. The changing god is alive inside my mind. He's trying to take over my consciousness. What? He has no right to do that. Fight him, and if you must destroy him, your life is at stake. Now, we must deal with the situation at hand. Okay, I thought there would be more to it than that. I thought him being in my brain is actually more of a threat than telling her about his plan. Now we must deal with the situation at hand. A few have already escaped, but most are trapped within the rubble and flames. Some too terrified to move. You must get to the teleportation platform and flee. Save as many as you can on your way. Oh gosh, it's gonna be a stupid combat with like, go to these 5 different places, and I have not saved in like 15 minutes. Although the dome no longer encircles our sanctuary, the generators may hold enough power to slow the sorrow's progress. They can be activated by placing your palm here and whistling this tune. Good luck. Make sure as many survive as possible. He plants a kiss on your cheek. Or kiss on your cheek, yeah. Extinguish fires with the shield generator, remove rubble to clear a path, save trapped castle by removing obstacles or talking to them. Okay. So, do you still have that teleport ability? Because that'd be very useful right now. Alright, we can immediately get to you, which would get us access to this, so we should do that. Smash. Wait, don't we automatically succeed? Do we not have that thing anymore? We failed the 85%. I thought we had the buff. The buff went away. Of course it did. Can I level mid-combat? No. Okay. Rin. You can get to this one. Go off and be someone else's hero. This guy is just being mopey. This guy's being so mopey.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
Sorrow fragment charge up. Talk to both of you. I'm gonna guess it's like a persuasion check. Oh, you guys are screwed if you don't get help. Alright, Matkina. You don't have much might at all. This consumes a movement though.
Fine.
We just have to do it. Spend all the points to help these guys. Okay. Portal to the necropolis still functions. Okay. Let's convince that maybe we have to talk to him to save him, because he's all mopey. Melmoth gnaws at his lower lip. Blood trickles from his lacerated flesh, but he doesn't seem to recognize the pain. He stares blankly at the destruction around him, his eyes flat and distant. He glances at you momentarily. It seems he hardly recognizes your presence. It's here, so this is our doom. All of our lives have been leading to this moment. We cannot escape. Run if you like. I accept our fate. Why can't I do this? I don't have any actions left. That's why. Yeah, we just have to, like, get you as far as we can. Rin, I need you to smash this, but you have 1 might. You're not good at smashing. We could try having you intimidate this guy. Can we retry it?
You want it done right.
Okay. That was good. Someone's dead here.
All right.
Yoink. Nice. Oh man, that's a really good ability. All right, so we just failed against him. Neat. There's no second try. No second trying. Can I even activate this, or do we die to that fire? We die to the fire. Okay. Uh-oh. Is it the big bad? It's the big bad. We need to get out of here. We need to run. Can we convince these people? Like, how will that help? I need you. Okay, never mind. I don't have enough movement. 800 health. Okay, that guy just straight up died. We need to get out of here. We need to get out. We're already losing one guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now we can't get out. Okay. Well, that was our only plan. Now what? We could die. We could die. Would that help us if we died? I feel like that would not help us.
You want it done right. You won't notice I'm gone.
Maybe we can suppress the one by it? She shouts at you about the din. Hope is not lost. The Feretory. If there's any truth in the legends, then it is our only hope. We'll need time to understand it. If one of us is brave, perhaps others can live to find a way to stop it. I am brave. I am brave. I will buy the time for you and the others, young one. Make the most of it. What? Suddenly, everything falls into place. This is the vision from the tapering obelisk. Adiris is the woman you saw impaled by the sorrow. Oh. Moans wordlessly in her mind, either at Adiris' words or the suffocating presence of the sorrow. I saw a vision. The sorrow will kill you here. If I can save even one other, I will consider my life a success. I have lived long enough. It is time to see if I have the strength of my convictions. A golden glow surrounds her as she steps forward, a kaleidoscope of beautiful colors, the shifting energies of the tides cast into tangible being. She holds her hand aloft, an ethereal fire plays around it. The weight of the sorrow's baleful focus settles on her. Your vision shrinks to a pinpoint as the two face each other. Shit. 2 damage to it. Oh no. You just taunt it? Save it you can and run. Are these guys not running? They're not going to run away. This guy can't be convinced anymore. What would the point of going here be? These are just useless people over there. We don't need to help them. These people aren't even named. Maybe we convince you to run? Get a hold of yourself. This is like the kid. Ask him to help fight this fragment. Tell him to save the other cast-offs. Alright, Need to smash. Need someone to smash the way over there. Quick Fingers and Lore Mystical. You do not have enough points on any of those. Wait, it still worked, but we took damage. I see. Rin, you cannot smash anything. You would take damage doing this.
I think that's best.
It's fine. Yeah, you don't have might to help. So I guess you just
Alright,
chill
Rin,
over here
we can
and...
do this.
Wait, it didn't break the rubble. Uh-oh. It's getting closer and closer. Alright, Makina, you need to get out of there then too. Oh, she's real dead. Oh no.
Consider it done.
Wait, we can loot her. Wait a second. I don't think we're saving anybody. I think we're just running. You're gonna walk into the fire. Or are you running? He is gonna help survivors. Alright, we need to get out of here. We need to get the heck out. Lore, machinery, or percent. We don't have any. Great. Alright, try again. Smash it. You failed again, My gosh. Rin?
I think that's best.
You got slippery fingers, right? There we go. All right, Sorrow is just gonna kill another person. Nice. We need to get out of here. I would like you to loot her.
In the shadows.
Please loot her? Hello? I can't loot. What the hell? Alright, well, just keep running, I guess. That was our only movement. I can't loot her. That's annoying. Well.
Like a whisper. Missed. How do you miss? Okay.
Fine.
You go here. Smash. Okay, Just run. We're just running now. Everyone for themselves. Rin? Just run. Just
Let's
keep
go
running.
all. You and me.
Sorrow, you gonna kill someone else? Killed random person? This combat is so slow and so boring. Just let it go. Honestly, if it were just faster, it'd already be so much better. That's all we want, is just the combat to be like not as slow. Where's our max range? Where can we walk to? Here?
I'll handle it.
Alright, get out of here. We're leaving. Why would you walk into the fire, bro? There's like a literally thing right here protecting you, and you're all walking into the fire. This is your own fault. I don't feel bad for you now. Guy could have just left, and he's choosing to stay. She's not any better. This poor guy, we convinced him to help survivors while we're running away. Alright, let's activate the portal thingy. Here, this one. Turn the nearest bone. Force a connection. We don't do tidal surges. 2 bones. Okay, this is gonna take 3 actions to do. Turn another lever. And then Rin. You got the last lever.
That's something I could do.
As the bone glides into place, a gurgling screech rakes the sky. The cacophony of voices lashes out, seeking a mind to latch onto. It's seeking you, the last cast-off. Open the foretory with the last cast-off, so we have to wait till our turn. This is a very strange amount of damage that it does. It's a very specific number. It always does that exact specific number. Alright, you just need to get closer.
Like a whisper.
We're gonna do our flex skill right here. Alright. Perfect. Let's get action.
I'm ready for whatever comes.
Let's just watch their turns slowly take place. I'm disappointed I couldn't loot Adiris. Hopefully the next section won't be nearly as long, because I have said before I wanted to be done soon, and here we are. It's been almost an hour. Okay.
Go. I'm ready to
Let's
learn
go.
something new.
In we go, into the pyramid. And here the pyramid swirls with a massive energy. A loud, plaintive chittering beckons.
I'm starting to figure.
Before you can react, a powerful gravitic force yanks you and your companions into the structure, away from the horrors of Mila Vest. It wrenches the other surviving cast-offs inside as well, hurling them to other places beyond your reach, and you suddenly find yourself somewhere else. So wait, does this mean the other cast-offs survive? There was some randos that died, but not any named person. Well, other than Adiris. You are pulled through the feretory, and the world goes dark. Your sense of sight has suddenly failed. You try to move your limbs and find that you cannot. You're alone, cut off from everyone else. You sense the terrifying presence of the sorrow as it surges through the portal behind you. Knowing you are trapped, it reaches out and is hurled back, shrieking in fury. Its cries vanish at once, as if an unpermeable wall has suddenly been raised between you. In the instant before that happens, however, you sense the roiling, nauseating shape of its mind. Through the place in your mind where resides, and pain mingled with a wordless rage. A terrible new sound fills your ears. Chittering, whispering cacophony. Something probes at the edges of your mind, something vast and incomprehensible. Let's try to understand it. You concentrate on the chittering, whispering sound, trying to discern what it wants. At the start, you realize that you're being studied, poked and prodded, and it's about to get a lot worse. The probing of your consciousness grows more insistent. Thoughts and emotions rise unabidden, only to be pushed aside in quick succession. Ow. With a searing pain, something forces deep into your mind. You scream in agony. Memories flash past your eyes beyond your control, tearing from one to the next. Then, without warning, it stops. You feel a sudden sense of recognition and perhaps surprise. The chittering fades and you slowly wake. So whatever it is got inside our mind, or what? What the hell? These guys dancing? Oh, they're kicking somebody. Reikogen. What is this? What new treasure is here for me to find? A friendly voice booms. Opening your bleary eyes, you see an earnest, gray-skinned non-human with a toothy smile. He's tall and wide across the shoulders and exudes great strength. His hands terminate in long claws. But where are my manners? My name is Dracogen, and you are in the bloom. though I dare say you didn't expect to arrive here quite like this. His voice is warm and welcoming, but there's something about his tone that suggests something more predatory. He studies you briefly, his eyes roving across your body with practiced ease. You have questions, perhaps I can answer for them. How did I get here? All I did was touch the ferritory. You don't remember? A pity. It must have been something to experience. If you'd come down from the Memovira's fortress or along one of the roadways, you'd know the path you took. The pathways of the Bloom are strange, and not all roads are pleasant. Okay, where's everyone else? Who knows? The Bloom's motivations are inscrutable, and its tendrils pass through countless worlds and dimensions. If you were brought here by the Bloom itself, then these others you speak of could literally be anywhere. What are those voices? The Bloom is a living creature with a reach across dimensions. Its consciousness, if I may use that term, is unlike anything we know. So unless I miss my guess, what you heard was some of the many voices of the Bloom. Tell me about yourself. I'm Dracogan. I am the man who can find what you need, even if you don't know you need it. I deal in information, and I pay those who work for me handsomely. Ask anyone here, and they'll tell you I trade fairly. You might also ask them what happens to those who try to cross me. But I don't think that a relationship starts best with threats. We should work for a common interest. Perhaps you can do something for me. What do you want? A business proposition, my friend. I wish to prove my value to you, and then you can provide value in return. I trade in information, favors, and Numenera, and it so happens I know about you and your kind. You are a cast-off of the Changing God, an old acquaintance of mine. Indeed, I have known a number of your brethren. I even know about Mila Vest, your sacred refuge, so ask, and I will do what I can to provide an answer. What do you know about the cast-offs? I have met your sire. I know that he makes and discards you. I know that the Sorrow pursues the Changing God and destroys his cast-offs as a consequence. I know more, but my trade is information. We'll speak more of what I know later, perhaps. Most cast-offs prefer not to come to the Bloom. It is a great predator, you know, and something about the psychic energies of your kind seems to have a great appeal to it, perhaps some residue of your sire's life. Matkina is an exception, of course, for she has had some extensive experience here. Milady, I have not seen your face in some time. Where is she? Where is she? That she is speaking. I'm surprised you're still here. The Bloom brings me many things, and I find that no matter who rule, the flow of information in Numenera never changes. But let's continue. Milvest has been destroyed by the Sorrow. I'm truly sorry to hear that. I never had the honor of a visit, though I longed to go. Such accumulated knowledge, so many lost artifacts. The value of the pieces would have been worth, well, no matter what's done is done. Okay, apparently I don't have the choice. I have to tell him why I'm here, which I don't like doing. I don't like that the game forces me to do this. I'm here looking for the first cast-off. He's been dead for a century. Have you tried her tomb? Then I guess you have nothing to tell me. Not so, my friend. Please, accept my apologies. I only speak of common knowledge, but common knowledge is something wrong. If the first were here, there is one who would know the rules of the Bloom. The ruler of the Bloom, the Memovira. And where can I find the Memovira? Well, tell me about them first. A hard, ruthless woman. She holds control of the Bloom because it favors her. She uses this advantage to dominate the trade routes and control access to the maws that lead to other worlds. But the maws are closing, and thus her funds are dwindling. I believe your friend here can tell you more about her. Alright, where can I find her? Inside her fortress, but she has locked her gates to outsiders while she considers the problems that face her. Only those who can provide something of value to her get in now. Like me. So what do you want in exchange for an introduction? I once had claim to an artifact, but it was spirited away to a place called the Ascension of Kexlianish, a realm of crystalline beauty. I need that artifact back. It's called the Magmatic Amulet, a circlet of dark hyaline material. It is of great interest to me. Great interest. I believe you may be uniquely suited to retrieve it. Find it, bring it to me, and I guarantee you an audience. And how do I get to this ascension? Follow the caravan road to the trade post. You'll find a maw there, and it will take you to the ascension. What's a maw? A maw is one of the many mouths of the bloom, reaching its tendrils through the dimensions. Some enterprising individuals travel these tendrils, exploring new worlds and bringing back strange and wondrous items. And what if I decline? You won't get into the fortress, and you most likely you'll be devoured by the bloom, with nothing left of you but memories of what could have been. But as with all things, this is your choice.
Making a note.
Ask around. You'll find that I trade fairly. You'll also find that I brook no deceit. But I have other business to attend to. If you wish to gain access, you'd best go. Oh, and if you happen to see our mutual friend, Tibber, please let him know I'd like a word. Okay, but can I still come back to you and go on that offer, or are we done here? Because I didn't say I refused. I said, what if I do refuse? Remember, okay, so the deal's still on. Okay, so we're all still here. All right, we are going to be done for the night. Let's just make a quick save because it's been a long time. We've got. We speak to again. Bring Tibber. I don't even know how to get. How do we even get to these people? How would we get him if we wanted him? Like, I was thinking of that. Like, what if we wanted to change our party now? How would we even do that? Great. This place has slaves. Lovely. Let's level up.
Forward.
And then we'll be done for the night. Increase our edge. Or increase extra effort. We want to increase our edge. Edge, we got 1 point of edge in everything. We level up twice? We level up twice. Whenever an enemy makes a melee attack in you, they are shoved back a short distance, just passively. That's pretty cool. Choose abilities to learn. 1. No. No. Maybe. Maybe. Wait. Let me read this again. 2 tasks it affects. Okay. 3 damage. Okay, it's a debuff. Max effort +1 on all non-combat tasks. So you can spend more points. Okay. So I like that. I also like automatic success. Let's do automatic success and increase a stat. We could increase this so we just don't have any penalties any longer. I like that idea. Let's just do that. We are a jack of all trades after all. We don't take negatives. You are 4 experience away from leveling again yourself. Okay. God of Change. +1 training in concentration. Nice. Serve it, allowing it to be used a second time. That's really good. That's really, really good. That's very good. I like having passive bonuses, though. You know what? Let's just get more healing for you, I guess. Because I don't know what else you're doing. Alright, more stats. We'll do more speed for you, or... Okay, no, we'll just do that. More speed. Okay, that was it. Neat. Okay, we're all leveled up. Save. Can I examine you? Touch your eyes again? Nope.
I need someone to talk to. I need to talk to you.
Of course, what is it? It's about my memories. I feel like I should remember more by now, but I don't. I can't. You asked me before what my parents' names were, and I couldn't remember. I still can't. I can't remember why I left, or how I got to Sagus Cliffs, or anything that happened to me before that horrible slaver Toll captured me. I should remember by now. I can remember everything from the time I got hurt. I remember meeting Otero in the junkyard. I remember making all. But I can't remember anything before that. Nothing before the slavers at all, and I don't know why. My head's fine, so why? How did you get hurt? Oh. I was running away from someone, I don't know who. Toll and her slavers captured me. They hurt me, then stitched me up so Toll could use me. I escaped later, days later, I think. Otero found me in the junkyard. Then later, I made my home in Sagus Cliffs. But who was I running from before Toll found me? That's what I can't remember, and I don't know why. Why do you think it is? I don't know. The memories are there, I know it. Just like those thugs knew I was in that house on Cliff's Edge. I can feel the memories, hear them, but when I look for them, they aren't there. Do you mean they're hidden? Hidden like the thugs, like... She yanks all from her pocket and holds them in front of her face. All? Do you know about this? She cocks her head the way she does when she listens. A worried expression blooms on her face. She suddenly gasps. A tear drips from the corner of one eye. I mean, he hid your memories from you. Yes. Why? Why did you do this? She listens more. You hear something, like a bird rustling in its egg, but you can't tell if it's from the stone or from something else. He's been hiding parts of my memory from the beginning. He wanted me to blend in, to avoid undue attention, and he was worried. He thought if I knew the truth, I would have given up a long time ago from the beginning. Tell me then, what have you been keeping from me? I ran away. I was angry at them, my parents. Something stupid. Something we'd fought over 100 times, but this time I left. I packed my things, took my coat, and when the moon was high, I walked out. I thought I was prepared, thought I was safe, but they attacked me. Amar. No, I shouldn't say their names. Soldiers. It doesn't matter. I ran, they ran faster. I made a god somehow, a god of going forth. A god of going forth. I must have cut away into this world and fallen through it. I guess it saved my life, but then slavers, my head, all. You kept it from me. You walked into my mind and stole from me. I can never forgive you, never. She pulls back and throws the stone as far away as she can manage. Then she collapses to her knees, her shoulders shuddering with each sob. I'm sorry he did that to you, Ring. It wasn't right. She stays there on her knees for a long time, sobbing, then sniffling. Finally, she wipes her face on her sleeve. She stands up and walks over to where she threw all. She stares at the rock for a while, then bends down and puts it in her pocket. I need him. She straightens, her face a mask. Are we going or what?
Did you want something?
How are you holding up? Before I met you, I asked All if he could bring someone to help me. I know. It's embarrassing. He's not the right sort of god for that, but then you came, and you're even better than anything a god would bring me. You have a new god now? What? Oh yes, his name is Varlin. He's a god of shifts and change. I feel like I need gods that keep me safe, to keep us safe. Varlin will help. Can Varlin do anything? We'll see. Okay. Hey, Matt Keenan, we haven't talked in a
Not
while.
safe yet. Not by a long shot. I don't remember if I told you this, but I was born here.
You did not tell me this. Woke up in the process of being devoured. I suppose the bloom saw our sire's mind leave. It dropped me, newborn, and I got out. Okay, so that's interesting because this teleported us to the bloom, and the sorrow can't come here for whatever. Like, it's afraid of this place. So wouldn't this be a better place to hide if you were a cast-off? Anyway, it dropped me, newborn, and I got out. Fled up to Segas Cliffs, and that thrice-damned sorrow almost snatched me then. I left the city, stole and hurt people on the way out, but at least I got away. So, you know what happened with the cast-offs, with the first dammer, and let's be sure to kill her when we find her. Anyway, the bloom. I don't think we should kill her. After the trouble with Melmoth, I wound up here, in the service of the man who became the Memovira, the old boss of this place. Listen to me. The bloom rewards cruelty and pain, and it will react to your actions, so be careful. The current Memovira and I don't get along too well, but be aware there's a history, a bloody one. I can't promise I'll be civil around her. Let's go. What history? She and I were Shaggins for the old Memovira, ran different games, different turts, but it was always a competition with her. See who could make more shins, who could keep the peace better, who could embarrass the other. I always got the sense she had a secret. Something she was keeping from all the rest of us, but I never had any proof. Not until the day she took power. She was quick, I'll give her that. Not a moment wasted. I thought she'd let the rest of us run. She didn't. When she sent bounty hunters after me, I knew the game had changed. Used to be the Chaggins get a choice, swear fealty or leave, because, you know, blood is bad for business. Better to keep all our knowledge alive, right? I'd have sworn because I admired her efficiency, but she didn't give me the choice, nor any of them. Let's talk what happened in Namila Vest. It's gone, dead. Is that what you wanted to hear? And too many of our siblings with it. And now I'm thinking about how much I hated them, and how much I wanted their approval. They're dead now, so you don't need to worry about their approval anymore. That's not very sensitive. They keep helping me and will avenge them. Must be hard to be a younger child. I don't know what this means by must be hard to be a younger child. We'll say that. What does that mean? More like a middle child at the rate of the changing god is knocking us out. Hard to stand out from the crowd. I mean, we're literally the youngest child. I don't know. That was a weird comment to say. Everyone else has figured out where they stand, but me, I've been struggling for years. I wanted to show those people what I could do. Too late now, I guess. Let's get back to it. How you holding up? Surprisingly optimistic, but don't tell anyone. It'd spoil the mystique. Okay. I think that's a good spot for us to be done. Yeah. A lot happened, and there is a lot more to go yet. So, yeah.